When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off, go off, go off. When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off, go off.
On the state line between Virginia and North Carolina lies a track that has defined American road racing for more than half a century. This is Virginia International Raceway, a circuit steeped in history where the Trans Am Series has tested speed and skill for decades. VIR is a course of balance, slight twists and turns that demand precision, followed by long straights that unleash raw power. It's a rhythm of control and chaos, where speed is a reward and mistakes are costly. Paul Menard and Tristan McKee arrive as points leaders in their respective classes. But every lap is a reminder, racing may be built by a team, yet once the green flag waves, there's only one person behind the wheel. This is the Trans Am Racing Series presented by Pirelli. Well, dense fog this morning slowed the activities down to a stop here at Virginia International Raceway. But as we get into the afternoon, the sun is shining bright, the temperatures are on the rise, and so will the speeds be as we get ready for the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon at Virginia International Raceway. Hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Sheheen alongside Andy Lally, the president of the Trans Am Series. And, Andy, this should be a real war here today as this championship is getting close to the end. 2 more rounds to go after today and a tight championship fight.
Anytime we're at VIR, it's going to be a war. That overhead view just now was inspiring. So cool. That drone shot is seeing the entire track, how this flows. One of my favorite road courses on the planet. VIR always delivers. It's got probably the best set of S's on the planet. You know, one of the most challenging, like not quite flat in a Trans Am car for that 4th one. You can link those first 3 together, but that's why this place produces such good racing, because of the way these corners are set up, and I can't wait for this green flag to drop and watch these TA cars get at it.
You saw the cars sitting over on the false grid. That's where we are, up in that building there. Let's take a look and talk a little bit about qualifying here today, why the cars are lined up the way that they are. Adam Andretti in the white car here was pretty quick early on. Chris Dyson showed a lot of speed, and in the end, it was Paul Menard at the top, Dyson second, Andretti third. Menard turning a blistering 143.566, just a 10th better than Dyson, and then a 144.6 for Andretti in that top-liner Chevy Camaro. Dyson with a spin here as he was going for it. He'd already set his quick time. He's going for another hot lap. And Andretti doing the same right at the end of the session, pushing hard, trying to catch Menard, his title rival. But Paul was just too tough in the Pittsburgh Paints and Stains number 3. The 3 GT Mustang has been fast everywhere it goes this year.
Fast, and this weekend clean, like we saw the 17 with our top liner driver there, Adam Andretti, pushing really hard at the top of roller coaster, spinning off. Fortunately, he spent only a little time on the asphalt sliding, so it didn't do too much damage to those Pirellis. Chris Dyson, though, here's the story, and this is going to be pretty amazing to watch. Qualified only 800ths off the pole, but we're starting from the back. When he had that slide, he started losing it, kind of exited 2, on his way into 3, spent about 50 yards really sideways, and unfortunately didn't like the way the tires felt after that, and came right back in, put 4 new sets on, that 4 new tires on. That means he starts at the very back of this Trans Am Pirelli, presented by Pirelli grid.
Sandwiched right there in between Andretti's 17 and Tommy Dreese's black trench shoring machine is Brandon Jones in the 31, and we had a chance to catch up with Brandon earlier in the weekend.
Brandon Jones. I drive in the NASCAR Xfinity Series as my regular occupation, but I'm out here today at VIR with the Trans Am Series in the TA class, just getting laps for road courses. You know, that's something that NASCAR here recently has integrated a lot more of into their scheduling, is just more and more road courses. It's not something that I grew up doing much of. I was always a oval asphalt stock car driver, and so as the series that I currently race in full time has transitioned a lot more road courses. I'm like, how do I get more laps? Because we don't really have the ability to take our Xfinity cars and go test many places. So just trying to think of different vehicles and different things to go make laps in. Obviously on that side of things too, sponsored by Menards, and Paul races full time over here in the Trans Am series. So it's a fun way for me and Paul to kind of, I guess, connect a little bit too on a personal level and have a little fun together on a weekend. Yeah, the biggest thing I notice is just the amount of downforce and the amount of motor these cars have, right? These cars are making around 850 horsepower. Our Xfinity car is around 600 horsepower, so you've already got a big difference there. And then just the level of downforce. You know, this is one thing that I've had to learn actually coming over to this series a little bit, is just how much cornering speed and the ability that these cars have versus our cars. I always laugh and almost joke about our race cars being almost like boats and school buses, because they are. They're just big, heavy stock cars. They go around ovals phenomenal. They're great at that. But when you put them on these road courses, they just do not like it, you know. And so trying to bridge the gap a little bit, but then just getting comfortable at these races as well. That's been the biggest thing I've had to do transitioning over to this race car some, is just knowing the difference of what you're going to deal with. There's a lot of trust, and there's a lot of, I think, racecraft knowledge that you have to develop. So it certainly has helped my abilities, I think, this year, kind of transitioning back and forth between each car. I'm fortunate. I'm one of the only few, I think, to have had this long of a running with a sponsor. And Menards has been with us pretty much from the very beginning of our Xfinity days. Have them as a partner for as long as we have, to be able to come and just hang out and have fun. You know, I think that's one thing, you know, aside from coming out here to learn, just having some fun with it. You know, I think that there's so much intensity and so much riding on that Xfinity schedule and series that this is just about coming to make laps and enjoying yourself and being in a relaxed environment. So, you know, I think that's cool. And then Paul always has a lot of family coming out as well. So kind of get to see his kids and wife and everybody that comes is pretty neat.
Well, Andy, we know Brandon Jones is quick, and we know that race car is quick. That's an old Paul Menard championship-winning car.
Brandon Jones, I've raced wheel-to-wheel with him in the Xfinity Series, and I love his comparison of the two. You know, so he says those cars don't like road courses. I love those cars on road courses, but the ability for him to come over here, come race, bringing Master Force tools with him, his buddy Paul Menard, sharing this time, getting really valuable road course time that will absolutely apply to both his current Xfinity ride, maybe his future Cup ride for sure, as those tires will even be a lot more like. He's doing a great job here. You know, when you jump in and do, you know, he's such an expert on the ovals. We've seen him win in the Xfinity Series. Does a great job here to kind of bring himself out of the element that he's normally used to and attempt to do this. This is tough. You know, it's a bit humbling coming in here, but he's doing awesome, doing a great job, and on his way to a podium at some point real soon.
Might not be as big a field here as there would be in an Xfinity race, but it's a Viper Den out there for sure of top caliber talent, and we'll talk about them some more when we come back here live on Speed Sport 1 with the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli at VIR.
up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Back at VIR here, ready for our Trans Am race to get rolling. We're waiting to hear from Ben Sissel down on the grid to start the fan walk with some of our favorite drivers.
All right, here we are at the fan walk, the grid. We are going to get a little bit technical here with this broadcast, show you some behind-the-scenes stuff. And first, behind the scenes, I was talking to the crew here with Dyson. Dyson is going to start from the back because he put 4 new tires on. He does have an excused absence from being here at the fan walk, but what they're doing right now, they're heating the oil into the engine. But Chris Dyson just pulled up. So Dyson, welcome. You're starting from the back, but really a caution, you probably are still right back in there.
No, and I think even without a caution, Ben, we got a great race car. I made a mistake in qualifying, just cooked it a little bit too hard into turn 3 there. We got the right rear on the curb, and we spun around and got enough asphalt where we actually flat spotted, damaged the tires. So unfortunately, when we have to change all 4, you got to start from the back. So I think we've won from here before. The car's been great all weekend, and I'm looking forward to getting up in the fight as soon as we can.
And not to mention that, Chris, but you qualified second even after the spin, so you know you've got a good car under you. So good luck out there. You know, have fun. Oh, sorry, weaving through traffic and be careful. But the Jim Weed Athletic Focus Drink car we know is very fast. So watch out. He has clinched a championship here at VIR. So we know Chris Dyson likes Virginia International Raceway. Colin Cohen, all the way from the Dallas, Texas area with this Traffic Graphics Maserati, is starting in our GT class. Then we have Cary Grant with SGT. Unfortunately, his dad was also going to run with us, but had some engine troubles in practice. So it's just the lone Cary Grant from the Memphis, Tennessee area running with us. Then we've got Chris Coffey, teammates with Colin Cohen, running GT with the Chill Out Motorsports and Traffic Graphics in this Maserati. He is last year's GT champion. Then walking over here, Patrick Paul, coming up to the 34 car. Patrick Paul is running SGT in his TA2 car. How you feeling?
Good. We're pretty quick. Wish there were more TA2 cars in here, but that's the way it goes, and it'll be a good race. It'd be really fun.
I love it. So Patrick Paul, newly running Next Gen on the side of his car, the beautiful number 34. Then we come down here. John DeGainer is our lone GT1, running for the GT1 championship. We've seen him at a lot of races. This is the Ron Fellows AER car. So excited to have him here. We just saw him win in his Group 6 car in the Devon Evolution and win by about a half a lap, too. So it was a great performance. Then Danny Lowry is back. Danny Lowry was a long-time racer with us with Bridge Hall and Bennett. We really appreciate seeing him back with Billy Griffin in these beautiful Mercedes. So watch out for these cars to move through the field. It's awesome to have them here with us. Then in SGT, Josh Carlson, and we've been talking about this with Enceva. He's got some hats to give away. He's got some things to give away, but a beautiful car running SGT. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch him. And something he told me that was interesting, he is now working at Menard's. At a Menard store. So how cool is that? He's racing with Paul Menard, working at a Menard store. Kaylee Bryson, last year's SGT champion, back with us in XGT, and she mentioned that she caught a really nice catfish while she was here. So when she's not on track, she's out there fishing. Billy Griffin here in XGT, 2-time GT champion with the Trans Am Series, 2-time TA champion with the McNichols Valley Chevy network of dealers. Amy Ruman right here in her little red Corvette. Absolutely love that. Tommy Dreesy, TA, the number 8, running with the Trent Shoring Company, celebrating 50 years. So look out for him. Then We've got Brandon Jones with Master Force Tools, a part of the Menards family. Brandon Jones, honored to have Brandon Jones here with us. He ran Road America with us a few weeks ago, had a great time. So it's great to have Brandon Jones in this Master Force Tools car. Then we go to Adam Andretti with the top liner car. Unbelievable. This is a very fast car and starting P2 because of that. But they're with the service partners and the top liner, and I'm sure Andy Lally can tell you all about the new contest that's coming up at the Andretti Karting Center. So that's going to be a ton of fun to watch. Let's see what happens there. Then we come here to pole with the Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. Is Paul Menard talking over here to the 3GT crew. His family is actually going to give the start command here. He doesn't live too far away. He's getting some good last-minute information from the 3GT crew. You've got your family behind you. Green flag drops. What's the strategy, Paul?
Turn one's going to be tricky. It's out of all these 17 corners or however many they are, turn one's the hardest to get right. It changes a lot with weather. Now that the sun's out, it's going to be really greasy, and just try to hit my brake zone. It's always hard too because you're not up to speed. So where's your brake zone at? So looking back at last year, I got a good idea of what I'm going to do. I just try to keep it tidy to the inside and set sail.
Is it extra pressure getting this deep into the year? You know, you've had a target on your back all year long, being the last year's champion. Is there extra pressure to win the championship, just to prove to everybody?
I mean, not really. We put pressure on ourselves each week to perform, and I got the best group in the garage to do that with. So yeah, it's no different than if we were, coming off on a one-off race. Our goal is still the same: is to maximize the potential of what we can do, and so far so good.
Nice. Hey, Gentilozzi, does this guy, you got to stay in the shot, does this guy's blood pressure or heart rate ever go up?
Never, ever. Never, ever. Always calm all the time. That's how you win races.
And isn't that what you want from a race car driver?
Of course, each time, every time.
Nice. All right, Paul, good luck out there, man. So we're going to come down here to my friend, Marvin Gray. Let's get a great shot here of the Dan River High School Junior ROTC. Thank you guys so much for coming out. The Dan River High School drum line was out here with us. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? And Marvin Gray to deliver the invocation.
Let us pray. Great Father, we thank you for the opportunity to be here today and race in the beauty of your creation here at VIR. And now we ask your blessing and protection on each and every one that's a part of our race today, our drivers, our crews, the officials, the workers. And thank you for our fans. Put a blessing on our fans. Thank you for coming out to support us. And now we ask that you would bless and protect our troops, our safety forces, our police, all those that do all they do to protect us. And now we ask your comfort on those who have recently lost loved ones, both here in the Trans Am family and around the world. And Lord, we pray for an end to the senseless violence that seems to keep creeping up. In your name we pray, Lord Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Marvin Gray, thank you so much. Love having you out here. Carrie Dallas. Yes. Unbelievable performance yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a real treat. Carrie Dallas to give us the American National Anthem. Carrie, take it away.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs clouds bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You like that echo?
Nicely done, Carrie. Appreciate that. 2 days in a row, she did an outstanding job with that. And Andy, I don't know one driver or fan for that matter that does not love coming to this venue.
This is a fan favorite and a driver favorite. Great views here, great places to be able to get different vantage points. And as a driver, I've been racing here since 2000, since they reopened in 98, started doing pro races again in 2000. I've been here nonstop just about every year, and it is one of the most exhilarating racetracks on the planet.
Yeah, our current points leader in the Q3 Architecture TA2 series presented by Pirelli took us for a lap around the IR to show you the quickest line. Here he is, Tristan McKee.
Hi, I'm Tristan McKee. We're taking a lap around VIRginia International Raceway. Pretty narrow and high-paced track, so here's a lap around here. The S's are, super iconic as far as probably one of the fastest corners in all of the tracks that we go to. So I have a lot of fun running this track, and I have quite a lot of laps around here. Some of it gets pretty narrow and high risk, high reward as far as, turn 10 and 9. So it's super, super fast through that part of the racetrack. And Oak Tree is probably one of my favorite corners out of any track on the whole entire schedule. Just the way you can run it a couple different ways, and you have to get really good exits for the long straightaway where you're trying to get, every mile an hour you can. So it's definitely one of my favorite tracks. This is one of the first road courses I ever ran at a couple years ago. So I definitely have the most laps here out of any of them, so it's a super fun racetrack. Up here to turn 3, a little bit of a kink here on the left. Want to be as close to this curve as possible. Sometimes it gets a little slick here during the day. Coming up here to turn 4, it's a really sharp left-hander here. You're kind of hard on the brakes on entry, turning in late, trying to get a good angle over this curve for the next corner here. Have a hard right, big on the curb as well. Using the momentum same way, just to carry you all the way outside this curb right here. Now you kind of have a little bit of a mini S's. You're trying to get to the throttle here for this long straightaway and using up every bit of the racetrack with these curbs here. Get to around fourth gear before you get to the S's. Here are some of the fastest corners on any of the schedule we have here, so it's definitely pretty sketchy. You have to get your angle right, miss this first curb here, get late here, big over this turn here. You're wide open through all this. On the left curb, trying to get set up for this really fast right-hander. Little lift here, back to the throttle. Trying to get straight for this really high commitment, fast left-hander, kind of big risk reward. There's a big drop-off if you go off, so it's really important to stay on the racetrack here and use all the racetrack on exit. Now we're here into Oak Tree. There's kind of a big compression and brake zone into this, so you're trying to wait as long as possible to turn in. Miss the curb on the right here a little bit. Use the momentum to carry you super late here. That way you can get a super good angle, clip that curb, and use all the racetrack to make this straightaway as long as possible and carry all the momentum down it. It's one of the longest straightaways on the schedule. Pulling all your shifts here, first all the way to fourth, getting around 165 miles an hour by the time you get to the end of the straightaway. So you're kind of on the limiter there as far as getting down into the brake zone, and it's a super big brake zone just like turn 1 or any of those where your hardest brake zone and hardest on the brake pedal here. Braking around the 2 or 3, big brake zone on entry. You want to get set up for this last corner really well, get your angle right through here, get on this big curb right here, and then get as good as exit, just like turn 1, all the way on the inside is where all the grip is, and using all the racetrack on the exit. We'll be coming to the timing line here in a second, and then once again, big brake zone into turn 1, just like at the end of the long straightaway. into roller coaster, hardest brake points on the track, turn 1 and over there. So you're braking around the 5 to the 4 here, and that's a lap around VIR.
Such a great layout here in the hills of Virginia. And before we can attack it, we got to fire up the engines. So let's get back down to Ben.
Stand a little bit in front of me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is super exciting. We have the Menard family and friends all here to deliver the most famous words in motorsports. Paula, I know you love your music. How are you doing? Welcome back.
Thank you. It's proud to be here with my son.
Nice. Well, we are about to have some fantastic music as the TA, XGT, SGT, GT classes come out there along with GT1. But to deliver the most famous words in motorsports, Menard family, take us away.
Driver, start your engine!
Hey, right on time. Right on time. It was 0. Nice. That was a first. All right, the engines have come to life, and we are getting closer to rolling those 900 horsepower machines out on to the 3.27-mile Virginia International Raceway. We will do that when we come back to VIR.
Yes. Hon, the weather tech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser measured floor liners, no drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
Performance packs 100 years of friction dynamics into every product. Backed by Carlisle Brake and Friction, the world's premier innovator of industrial brake and friction components, Hawk leverages R&D tools and motorsports experience to deliver uncompromising performance on the street. There's no reason to settle for less. Choose pads that are race-proven and street-legal. Find the Hawk Performance Brake dealer near you at hawkperformance.com.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Back here at VIR, the field is rolling out behind the Ginetta safety car. Andy, this racetrack was built in 1957, reopened in, 2000. 3.27 miles and 17 turns. Some people will tell you 18 if you count the bend on the front straightaway.
According to Paul Newman, it's heaven on earth. We've got a great view of our track map here with our topography coming down into Cube 3, Turn 1. Really fast approach, second fastest approach on the track. Downhill braking zone with a tight first part of the corner here. The radius opens up as you come out of 2. A really fast kink into 3 and 4 here. We slow it down, 4, 5, 6, super tight into then the best S's on the planet, 7, 8, 9, 10 as we head up to 11 and 12, the famous Mission Foods Oak Tree corner here as we have a downhill exit, then with an uphill middle, you crest, and then an extremely downhill braking zone with a little kink down through what they call roller coaster 14, 15, 16, hog pen turn 17 as we're back on the front straightaway at VIRginia International Raceway, and one lap around this super exciting place to go race.
What's your favorite part of this place? Obviously, you love the S's.
The S's, hands down. When in a GT3 car or a prototype, they're flat. In the Trans Am cars, because we've got like 600 extra horsepower than those things, you can easily get the first two flat. The third is a gut check, and the fourth you've definitely got to lift out and get that car pointed right, get it on that inside apex curbing, and so that you're not wildly missing turn 10 on approach through there.
Title combatants making up row one. The points leader, the reigning champ, Paul Menard. The hungry guy, Adam Andretti, wants that title bad, sits second. Then into row two, it's Brandon Jones and Tommy Dreese, with Amy Ruman and Billy Griffin next up. Kaylee Bryson will be alongside Josh Carlson, and Danny Lowry and John DeGainer in the next row, row 5. Then it's Patrick Paul and Chris Coffey, Kerry Grant and Colin Cohen, and Chris Dyson, who has got to get through these GT cars quickly if he wants a shot at staying with the guys at the top end of the field.
I don't think we're going to see a problem with that. That is a really fast car, being only 800th of a second off the pole after already doing some damage to his contact patch there as he rolled through turn 3. I think we're going to see him be a force. He's got some extra motivation this morning after some craziness going on, and I think we're going to see him come flying through this field. We get one little yellow to check this up and reset it, and the race is on.
And he's right there. It is scheduled for 100 miles, as Trans Am races are.
Coming to one to go here will be green next time by. Our points championship split is basically two different races right now. We've got Paul Menard with 37 points over Adam Andretti, 876 to 839. That's close. That could change today. So we've got 3 races left on the schedule: VIR, Birmingham, and COTA. Austin, Texas is where we're going to close out the season. But then our second race in this points, Tommy Dreese, Amy Ruman, Chris Dyson, all really close. The 3 of them even tighter than that, but 19 points between them, and that can flip-flop today. Chris Dyson had a horrible start to the season, some really bad luck at Sebring, another DNF, and missed a race here, but he's still battling back. Big wins this year, and he definitely wants to solidify the championship podium and get himself at least up to P3 here.
And there is the Chris Dyson Racing Jim Wheat back Ford Mustang. Chris at the tail end of the field after qualifying second. As you pointed out, Andy, he has had some of the craziest luck I've seen in a long time. All racers have bad luck at stages, and Chris has certainly had his share over the years. But to see 2 big incidents this year, one at Sebring and another one just after he came back and looked like he was right back in the stride, he crashes crazy again at Lime Rock, took another big hit.
I tell you what, though, like the enthusiasm, I talked to him before the race. I check in this morning, see where he's at. His head, there's points in a driver's season, life, career, where sometimes it's actually okay to remove the championship pressure, and all you think about is crushing everybody and winning every race you can. You put a little more on the line, and all you think about is the fun part. For the drivers, all we want to do is win races. The championship stuff is almost like a necessary evil to keep the sponsors happy and get your name, keep the team happy. Everybody's thrilled about that, but you want to stand on the podium, you want to spray the champagne just like that, point the fingers in the air, have the crowd cheering for you, and rack up that W. As today, he's tied with Tommy Kendall right now for 3rd on the all-time win list for most TA National Championship wins. A win today would tie him with the legendary Mark Donohue at 29 wins. That would put him tied for 2nd overall ever.
And knowing Chris the way you and I both do, he's a real historian of the game. He loves the history of motorsports. To know that he would be tied with somebody of the stature of Mark Donohue, even though it's for 2nd, not for the overall, would mean so much to Chris. And I'm sure that, out of everything, is probably the biggest driving force today.
Without a doubt. That's in the back. Whether, the thing at the front of his mind is the next car right off his front bumper, and then so on and so forth. But in the back of his mind, absolutely, without a doubt, is having his name next to a legend like Donahue in the books. I know he's proud of this series, and we're going to be proud of some racing going on today.
All right, here we go. Andretti in the 17, Menard in the 3, right alongside. The Ginetta safety car is off. We are getting ready to go racing with Trans Am here at VIR. Will the championship get turned upside down? Waiting for the green flag. The field idling its way towards the bend. They'll see the flag stand to the upper right. There's the green, and we're racing at VIR. Menard hard into the throttle in the Pittsburgh Paints and Stains Mustang. Andretti tucks right in behind. Here comes Jones up the inside on Dreesy in a fight for third. Give it to Dreesy as he squirts away from Jones right now, and they get single file. Look at the Mustang at Jones, though, getting very loose. Coming out of 2 as they're into the NASCAR bend.
Jones wiggling big time off there as he's trying to figure out what these tires are. These are quite a different tire on a cold tire here. We gave these guys 2 pace laps to get up and running. They're in it. They're on it. They're going. Jones a little slow off of 1, but now right there with Tommy Dreesy battling for that final podium spot.
And look at Dyson already closing up through the field. He's gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars already and getting close to Kaylee.
Gets past Paul there. Yep. That's 6 cars now on the bumper of Kaylee Bryson. He wants to be at the end of lap 1 challenging for the next TA position.
He's hunting her as they go up through the S's here. Up to Oak Tree just ahead. And Menard is already getting deep back into the throttle as they thunder out onto the backstretch with Andretti in tow. Mustang in front of Camaro.
Amy Ruman trying to get back in the draft of Brendan Jones, trailing Tommy Dreesy there. That's our battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th.
And this is actually the type of track that Amy likes because she can really stretch the legs out in that Corvette on these long straightaways.
Absolutely. Has had success here in the past, has been racing here for years. Her family has a huge, long history here. She's really good on cold tires, getting this thing up to speed. Obviously, as our top 5 string out here, and I know Chris Dyson is coming through there already in the top 10.
Yeah, he's around Kaylee Bryson now. Here he is. Hunting down one of the Mercs. And that's going to be... We don't have our timing and scoring, folks, so we're trying to get up to speed with all that. He's behind Carlson now. Here we go. He is up to 7th behind Carlson. That was Griffin that he had gotten around. So, and there's Amy in 5th.
Already plowed through half the field. He's got Josh Carlson in between him and his next spot of Amy Ruman. Again, that's still a points-paying position there as they're battling for 3rd in that championship. Early on here still, but I think we're going to see Dyson clear Carlson probably, honestly, at this point, if he can't get by him going here into the S's. And Josh is wise, knows he's just about to lock up the championship, or actually I think he did just lock up the championship by taking the green flag here. He will be our 2025 SGT championship. Congrats to him. He's got 7 straight wins in the SGT class, looking to make it 8 today.
So Andy, no disrespect to any of our GT category drivers because they're all incredibly quick in their individual categories. But obviously, Dyson's car is way more powerful than the GT. So now that he's cleared through that GT field and he knows he's got Amy in front of him, he can see the rear end of that red Corvette. He needs to kind of catch his breath and reset because working through the next set of cars is going to be much different than what he just got through because he can't just power pass. He's got to earn it.
And of course, as you're cutting through those cars, you're not really getting a good read on both your potential lap time to the leader. You're getting a good read on the balance. You've got a little too much understeer, a little too much oversteer. But these next few laps that he can run clear, his crew will be telling him his delta to Paul at the front, how much he's closing. He's going to keep an eye on Amy, on Brendan, on Tommy. That'll be in his sights. But his crew will be telling him down to the the 10th, if anybody knows me, what that interval is and how much he's gaining and or losing. And Chris will be able to kind of set his pace. If he's gaining a second a lap, he can actually chill out a little bit, save those rear tires for when he gets to that front, because inevitably in 100 miles he will get there. Or if he's got to step it up, if he's got to turn it up, it's time to go already this early in the race. He's got to go close that gap.
And that's an interesting point, because Menard really hasn't been able to relax at the front of the field because Adam has been stuck to his tail, putting on pressure ever since we went green.
I think Adam's got 4 second-place finishes this year, second in the points right now. He is desperate to get that W, as we all would be. I've been in his shoes before. Load up on a bunch of second-place finishes. Your team owner, your sponsor, they want to stand on that top step, spray that champagne, win that race. He will obviously be a little disappointed if he can't get into victory lane, and I think that's driving the pressure for top liner, for Adam, for Claudio Burton and the gang out of Georgia to bring that Trans Am Camaro to the front and go get Paul Menard and challenge for that win.
Adam led the points at the beginning of the year for a couple of rounds. He's been incredibly consistent, and that's been the key to his success this year in this points fight.
Probably has a really good car here. You know, if he's got Paul in sights, knows it's 100 miles, knows that with this amount of cars on track, we have probably a really good chance of going long green flag runs here. If he can keep Paul in his sights, watch him wiggle. We saw it just now. Paul coming out of there wasn't sideways, but putting down the rubber. We saw the black marks coming off of turn 1 off of his tires. If Adam can kind of just keep this spot here, reevaluate in another 5 or 10 laps, see if Paul's fallen off, or if Adam has to push, he's in good shape here. He's got zero pressure from behind, as that battle between Dreesy and Jones is now already a few seconds back. Chris pulling in. We see our fast time. Chris Dyson, 146.4. to Paul Menard's 146.4, dead equal, and that's with one last remaining bit of traffic. So obviously Chris Dyson, our fastest car on track, P6 right now, coming forward.
Unfortunately, things not going as well for John DeGainer in that beautiful Ron Fellows AER back Ford Mustang. His day is over due to a mechanical issue, so the 04 is out of it.
Really unfortunate. John has been so passionate bringing an older car out here with us to support the GT1 category here. As we see Brendan Jones, really good run through 11 and 12 coming off that Mission Foods Oak Tree corner, but just might not have the juice that Tommy's got. Either that or Brendan spun the tires a little bit off of Mission Foods Oak Tree corner. Tommy gives him, he's clear by 3 or 4 car lengths into the brake zone to the top of what we call the roller coaster here at VIR. Up, down, and around, a huge elevation change. Hard to even see. I mean, it looks pretty good from TV, but from the cockpit, when you're holding on to that steering wheel, you're driving off a cliff. The thing accelerates down the hill real fast, and they get going. It looks like Tommy and Brendan are sort of rubber banding back and forth between different corners here, where Tommy's got real good drive off, but Brendan's rolling through the fast stuff and is right back on his tail on our brake zone into turn 1 here. Tommy getting a little defensive, sees he's coming, moves to that inside. Brendan taking advantage of the proper line here to try to get a nose
inside. If he can get the drive out of there, Dreesy still with the better drive in the Camaro off the corner. That black and gold trench shoring Motul back number 8. And Jones sniffing all around the outside of Dreesy's car right there.
In case you are joining the TA races for the first time and wondering how are we getting those shots, we have championship caliber drone pilots that are pushing, and I'm telling these guys every week, get closer and closer till we crash one of these drones. I want to read the contingency sponsors on the side of that card, and they're coming through this weekend. Amy Ruman now gaining back a little bit. Obviously, Chris Dyson, we're going to have a good 4-car battle here. If Dreesy and Jones, we got a wheel off by Dreesy.
Big time. It's got to be Jones.
Right there, I think Dreesy dropped the wheel. That brought Jones right back up to his rear bumper. Sure, we've seen the gap close again. We're going to have a great 4-car battle going here any second now, as we're going to see Tommy get a little defensive into the end of the back straightaway and down through roller coaster.
By the time they get to the breaking point of roller coaster, they're going to be all over each other. Flame belching out of the side of the Master Force Tools Mustang of Jones. There's a great look at Amy Ruman's Corvette. She thunders down through the roller coaster. We were talking about this earlier in the weekend, Andy. Everybody talks about the elevation change at the Corkscrew at Laguna Seca. Lime Rock coming down off the hill. But this one here, the roller coaster at VIR, is deceptively steep and doesn't get the credit for being as steep as it really is.
It is. It's a huge drop from top to bottom, and it's top speed. You park it at the top of the Corkscrew at Laguna Seca.
Right.
This is fast. We saw Chris Dyson just now taking a look inside Amy Ruman. Menard and Andretti checked out and gone. Actually, Andretti just posted a really slow lap time here. We're going to look to see if there's any problems here. But again, back to our four-car battle here.
What a fight it is. Look at Jones working the backside of Dreesy, filling up the mirrors as they come out of the snake and up into the S's. And we saw Dreesy dip a wheel last time through. Will it be a little bit smoother this time? He really gets off the corner good, Andy.
Two things to take into consideration with Tommy Dreesy and Brendan Jones. Tommy Dreesy knows Brendan's there, and he's going to be tough to pass. Brendan is still learning how close he can run these cars nose to tail here, how much downforce he's going to lose. He's going to be a little bit patient here. He's still learning this. Really good up through here. Adam Andretti has dropped off a little bit.
You see Adam way up in the...
Yeah, but he's dropped off the tail. He was within 0.6 of Menard. Dyson's got a run on Amy. I don't think it's going to be enough here.
No, he's looking to the inside as they come to the corner. Sweep through the bend.
Brendan Jones has been patient with Tommy Dreesy. Tommy's faster in probably 3 or 4 different parts of the track, and I think Brendan's probably faster in another 5 or 6. Net gain for Brendan, but he just can't get by. He's been patient, but as soon as that red Corvette, McNichols, the number 23 of Amy Ruman, gets to the tail of Brendan Jones, Brendan's going to have to turn it up. He's got to answer. He's got to push Tommy a little bit more. Tommy going
Dyson
defensive
looking
again.
No, can't do it. He just can't get close enough to Amy, although she's right there on Jones now.
Adam Andretti blowing in the pit lane right here. Oh, and it's Amy Ruman by Dreesy and Jones.
Dreesy and Jones gets around Dreesy as well.
Little slip up for Tommy coming out of turn 1. Oh, and maybe a problem here as Dyson gets by also.
Dyson gets inside of Dreesy, looking out the window. They're working on the front of Andretti's car. And they're going to send him back out. Oh, and the car dies on him. What a shame for Adam.
Adam will be back going. He's going to stay on the lead lap here. But
it died again, Andy.
Our third place car is now Brendan Jones. So our second in the points, Adam Andretti in the pit lane with an issue. I think a bit of overheating because we saw some grass on the radiator getting blown off here.
Could he have been the one that...
Oh, that might be what we saw. Yes, absolutely. Good eye, good thought there. Chris
and
Dyson.
Here comes Dyson trying to get inside of Amy Ruman. Chris has got to get going. He has been stuck behind Amy, who's doing a tremendous job wheeling that Corvette. As we said, this is the kind of racetrack she likes to have that Corvette at because she can really utilize the power of that big red machine. And she's using it to her advantage here today to keep Chris Dyson at bay, which is not easy to do, but says a lot about the quality of the driver of Amy Ruman.
It also says quite a lot about the differences in these two cars. Chris Dyson's car is making a ton of downforce. Let's assume these motors are pretty darn close here. Chris is going to be able to outbrake and out-corner, but because that downforce is up there, a little slip.
Wide, and Dyson gets inside. And Chris will get around Amy Ruman and now finds himself in third. Now he's got to go hunt Jones back down and then get after Menard if he can.
I was just talking about the lack of downforce on Amy's cars. What's giving her that top speed? Chris is coming off on her bumper, but then she's able to pull out because she just doesn't have the drag. That also inhibits her ability to make that late braking move and corner that quick. That's a tough deal right here. Here's our replay coming into turn 1. Chris Dyson taking a look in the inside, filling up those mirrors. Amy turns in, makes the apex, but just can't hold the front end as she just gathers it up. Stays on track. Awesome job. That brings Tommy Dreesy right back to her bumper, and now we're in that fight all over again, just flip-flop.
And you can see she just had to back out of it just long enough, and it allowed Dyson to squirt on past.
And honestly, great job for her in that point there. We didn't see her lock up a tire, didn't see her hurt the tire at all. No grass, kept it on the asphalt. Now she's back in the battle again. It's Amy Ruman and Tommy Dreese, just a handful of points apart, and now they're just a handful of inches apart here. As Tommy takes a look again, also, that's Amy's best spot here from Oak Tree down. That's her way that she'll be able to pass, but then once we get on the brakes and she doesn't have that downforce, it's a tough one to hold on to.
They are used to running nose to tail on each other quite a bit. They always seem to find each other.
They do. Every single
Everywhere
race
we
this
go,
season.
they seem to find each other and put on a whale of a battle for a position, many times for a podium spot.
Chris Dyson running P3, just set fast lap.
On board with Tracy there as we headed down into turn number 1, nudging 170 miles an hour.
And that's not even the fastest part of this racetrack. That's going at the end of the back straight into turn 13, 14 there. So 170 on our second fastest top speed chart there is pretty wild. Awesome.
Chrome pilot fighting for a spot in the top 5 as well.
I love this guy. Amazing. Great visuals to really get a look at what these cars are doing and what they go through 5A, B, C there as we're rolling up to the S's.
So this has been a huge break for Paul Menard. He's got almost a full 15 seconds on Jones, who's back in second. His number 1 rival in the championship, Andretti, has had issues today. He's all the way back to 10th. So Paul, right here in the Pittsburgh Paints and Stains number 3, can find a pace that works for him to keep that gap between him and Jones. Got quite a bit to play with there, and he can ease those Pirelli tires around just in case Dyson catches up.
Exactly. At this point, you know that as soon as Andretti hit pit lane, his crew was smart enough to get on the radio with Paul, say, your big picture here, championship rival is in pit lane, back her off, you've got this gap, take it easy. If Paul goes flat out right now, runs away with this thing 100%, as we see John DeGaynor join us again in the 04, our GT1 points leader, back on track. That's great to see. As you see Paul in this spot now, he can chill. There's no point in him pushing and opening up a bigger gap just so that when Chris Dyson
going for Jones inside at turn 1 at the horseshoe, and he's around and up to second place. From dead last at the start to second place, Chris Dyson in the Jim Weed Mustang. Now he's going to be 15 seconds or so behind Menard with 22 laps remaining. And plenty of time, Andy.
It is, until you see something like this. You know, when we have multi-class racing, this is so tough. Chris has got to be patient, not have any contact, but he wants to optimize every lap. When you're trying to make up 15 seconds in just 22 laps, you're going to have to push hard, and you need everything to go your way. Without a yellow, this is going to be tough, but this is now qualifying laps again, because Chris, yeah, cool, third place in the championship would be nice, but he wants that W at VIR, one of his favorite places to race as we come through the Mission Foods Oak Tree corner here. He's going to be on the gas and going. This is a great time also now for Brendan Jones to take a look, you know, at a Hall of Famer, a legend, you know, the guy tied for the third most amount of wins in this type of car ever, to go to school on it, see what he's doing, see what his line is. Yeah.
Here's the pass Chris made. As we go down into turn 1, you see the flames belching out of that Master Force Tools number 31 of Jones. Dyson, nice and patient, easy on the inside there. Such a delicate balance between brake and throttle when you do that, isn't it?
And that, boy, and that was a little bit of a reach right there. He stuck out, I think, wondering if Brendan was going to give him that lane, and then as soon as he did, he rolled off. You know, again, big thanks to V-Box and our footage there. That's a great look. That's such, you know, seeing the gas, the brake, the steering angle, the lap time, the best lap, everything through there. V-Box provides that for our viewers here, and it's been an incredible partnership. Great to have them on board here.
Well, with 21 laps remaining, Paul Menard continues to lead here with a 148.132. Dyson has gone from the tail of the field to second. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for more Trans Am presented by Pirelli. Watching Chris Dyson work his way out of the snake and settle into the rhythm for the S's, as does Brendan Jones. Up by the South Bend Villas. Boy, that Dyson Mustang is just planted through there, isn't it?
I was just going to say that. That just came through turn 10 with this tricky, fast, early entry corner with a huge elevation drop on the exit, and the platform looks so good. We watched Dreesy and Ruman come in, and you can see the heave of that car. You know, load to the front, load to the back, come through there. Dyson's looked like a solid platform. Splitter looked good. That car is on rails.
As long as I've known you, I've never seen you look that jealous as you did watching him go
right?
through there.
I mean, that's
you were like, man, I want to be in that thing.
These cars and this track is an absolute thrill ride. And like I said, before I found this position, I was looking for a position in a TA car. TA, TA2, I'd be thrilled to be in this series. Somehow I ended up in this seat here with you here and working as president of the Trans Am Series. I definitely wanted to keep the helmet on and give one more shot to the Trans Am side here as, to be a full-time driver finally in the series after enjoying a bunch of runs in the TA Series and the TA2 class. But here we are. I get to still chat about it, look at it. Back to our battle with Amy Ruman and Tommy Dreesy. Amy getting a little defensive into R-Cube 3 Architecture Turn 1.
That's a battle for fourth. Oh, is that DeGainer?
It's John
DeGainer. He has had such a rough day today. Won an SVRA preliminary race earlier today. But is that on the front
straightaway here? He's right over here.
Right there.
Something had to break here. We've got the hood off. We're going to be going full course yellow here.
Oh, he is in a terrible spot.
Full course yellow for sure.
I have no idea how he got there. Full course caution here at Virginia International Raceway. John DeGainer, heavy damage here, and he is right on the front straightaway. The entire front of the car is gone. He's moving around in the car. Don't know, Andy, if he made contact or if the front came off, and maybe that
really hard
initiated
to tell.
The spin.
Because
there it is, way up the racetrack. You can see the nose of the car.
Unless there was lap traffic.
There it is.
We can see from the skid marks where that grass is.
Oh, yeah.
He had wheels to the outside, so I don't know if something broke and he went left and then it snap hooked to the inside, or maybe there was lap traffic. His GT1 car is a lot faster than the GT cars in this class.
Well, don't forget, he had pitted with mechanical issue earlier. I'm wondering, maybe in a rush to get it repaired and back out on the track, something wasn't 100% the way he needed it and caused it to turn like it did in a very, very unusual location to have a problem.
Definitely an immediate full course yellow here, obviously with debris on the track, with a car in the way. We've got to throw that. We get these cars too, and I'll take a minute to talk about this process. This is what lets us get medical and race services on the track right away. We go to something called Code 60, which is a light that we have inside the race car that allows us to tell the drivers and over the radio to immediately slow down to 60 miles an hour, highway speeds instead of 170, 185 miles an hour like we see around here. That lets the ambulances and the pace car leave right away to slow the field down and lets us launch our ambulance and our safety crew to make sure we're okay.
You know what else it just did? It just pulled Chris Dyson right up underneath the rear wing of Paul Menard.
This is exactly what Chris Dyson was hoping for in that area here. It's exactly what Paul Menard did not want to see. Obviously, and more so, exactly what John DeGainer didn't want to see.
All right, well, they're going to take care of getting John DeGainer's car off the racetrack, and we are going to step away to take a quick break. By then, we should have everybody lined back up and ready to get back at the battle here at Virginia International Raceway. Stay with us.
How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Speed turn, 140 mile an hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the VBox HD2 system.
As Boris said,
one of the ways you overtake here at Sebring is really good in the braking zone, like this one right here.
Both go around. There's the green. We are back and at it. Watch this. Oh, look out, Miller, look out.
Back at VIR, under full course yellow, that purple square you see is code 60. The cars are behind the pace car, slowing down. We're attending to the 04 car of John DeGainer. We saw him climb out of that car. He's okay. Obviously, a lot of debris on the front straight that we're taking care of, so we do not puncture any tires. John made his own. He walked to the ambulance himself and seems to be doing okay there. The update for our race, obviously Paul Menard, who had a 17-second lead with just under half an hour left in this race. Chris Dyson now will be closed up onto that bumper, and our final podium position at the moment is Amy Ruman ahead of Tommy Dreese. Heading back through the field, looking at Danny Lowry in XGT, leading here, 5th overall. Patrick Paul leading SGT, with Josh Carlson seemingly ending a 7-race win streak here. The day that he locks up the championship, unfortunately, his win streak ends for him. That puts Patrick Paul at the point here. Kaylee Bryson, 7th, the 2nd place in XGT, will definitely be trying to take that back to Danny Lowry in his Mercedes GT3 car. And Adam Andretti still showing 9th place, back on that lead lap. If they can get this car sorted again, this is Adam's second chance to have a good run here and get back up into championship contention. He does not want to leave VIR down in points.
There's Adam right there. And as you pointed out, huge opportunity for him to close that gap back up again and maybe minimize the damage today, right? And that's as they always say in championships, is make the best out of your worst days, minimize the damage.
And there's still a half an hour left in this race.
Yeah.
This could completely flip and come out with Adam's best day of the year. You never know.
Look, we could potentially see a heavy fight between Dyson and Menard here. That could lead to somebody getting shoved off the racetrack and Adam getting to the lead.
The best view that Adam's got right now, and Chris Dyson's biggest fan in this show is Adam Andretti.
Oh, yeah.
Asking, yelling, hoping, praying, screaming for Chris Dyson to take it to Paul Menard and have those two battles, slow it up, let Adam get through the rest of this field and back up into this battle here. Tommy Dreese and Amy Ruman, 3rd and 4th in the points, are 4th and 3rd on the track here. We got a good view of our top liner Camaro here with Adam Andretti, Claudio Burton's piece here.
Let's talk a little bit about the contest that Adam has going on with the folks at Service Partners and Top Liner. They have an opportunity to go do a little go-kart racing.
Right down the road from me, December 7th, 2025. You've got between now and November 5th to enter. Go to Adam Andretti's social. Go to Claudio Burton and Burton Racing social. You can find out all the information there. No purchase necessary to enter. We're going to do a shootout at Andretti Speed Lab in Beaufort, Georgia, right down the road from my house. I'll be there hanging out with the guys. It's an off weekend for me. Adam will be there. We're going to host some hopeful young drivers for a shootout with a VIP trip to the Sebring Trans Am season opener 2026 as the grand prize. But there'll be a lot of racing and a lot of fun going on that day as well.
Great. So we're all staying at your place. All right, let's
Absolutely.
go down to Ben.
Hey, thank you. I'm down here with Brandon Jones, who's joined us a few times this season, doing very well in TA and that beautiful 3GT Master Force Tools Menard's car. But Brandon, what happened?
I hate that it has to come to an end like this for us. This was our best of the three for sure. I had Sebring and Road America earlier this year, and so I'm just out here trying to get more laps at this craft, right? It's something that I didn't grow up doing much of, so I'm just trying to continue to learn on these types of racetracks. No better place than to come try to hustle a TA car around. So I had a lot of fun. Like I said, I felt like I was going to be podium there at the end. I was keeping pretty good pace there for what my experience level is on these racetracks, right? So yeah, again, hate that it has to come to an end like that, but had a blast. I can't thank everybody enough that worked on this race car. This is typically not something that 3GT does, is field 2 race cars, right? So they had to source some extra help, and so yeah, a lot of hands involved. Just hate that it has to come to an end with DNF.
And we do too. Everybody's Brandon Jones fans. You know, we love the Menard family, so unfortunate, but thank you for coming out. Hopefully you'll do it again.
Yeah, we like having Brandon Jones, drivers of that caliber out here. They really step in and put on a good show when they come race with us.
Yeah, without a doubt, a high-quality driver. Love to see the NASCAR boys, whether it's Trucks, Xfinity, or Cup, come visit us and play. Unfortunate that Brendan didn't get a chance to compete. I know he's been chomping at the bit for to leave here with a Trans Am trophy or take the fight to his buddy Paul Menard.
So, Mr. President, since we have a little more downtime here while we wait for the rest of the track cleanup to be done and the field to make their way around, what can you tell me about 2026 that you haven't whispered into my ear yet? I know we have a big year of celebration next year.
Next year is the 60th anniversary of the Trans Am Series. Obviously, one of the longest, if not the longest, running road racing championship in North America. For 2026, 2025, we had the best schedule we've ever had. We are condensing that a little bit down to 10 events, but still 12 races. So for the first time in a long, long, long time, we're going to do doubleheader weekends on coast to coast. Doubleheader, our third event of the season at Sonoma Raceway, and then a doubleheader at Watkins Glen, one of the best tracks in the universe there. These cars at both of those tracks are going to be amazing. So 2 races, one Saturday, one Sunday there, and then we are adding Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There'll be a Trans Am driver able to climb out, celebrate, kneel down, and kiss the bricks at Indianapolis. Obviously, an immediate crown jewel, great for Trans Am to roll back there, and an amazing schedule. Looking forward to 2026 with increased marketing, increased promotion, and big plans on that side to revive Trans Am and celebrate that 60th anniversary.
Really looking forward to hearing more and more about that. Very excited about the 2026 season, which, believe it or not, is not all that far off in the distance. And Ben, I know you'll be right there alongside us.
Well, guys, special treat. I'm down here with my friend Simon Gregg, Trans Am legend, 2012 Trans Am champion. He has won here at VIR. How cool is that? He's here with his old family, the Burton Racing. How's it feel to be back?
Sports. I'm here for a test with Dreesy. You know, looking at how the series is doing. One of my favorite tracks. I had a win here back in 2012, champion, and yeah, the series is looking good. Looking forward to getting out there for a little practice tomorrow.
Nice. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Gary Seelix is right here. You're going to be with Dreesy and the Trent Shoring crew, but you're going to be back in a TA car here at VIR?
Yes, they have the car all fixed up for me. It's all freshly done. I mean, this Dreesy team is really well prepared. I'm excited to run with Gary, and the two teams have a good relationship with each other. They're pit right next to each other, and yeah, I hope Adam and Tommy have a good race out there today.
Yeah, you've got a lot of friends out there today. And any plans that you're able to share with us yet?
I'm looking at a couple races next year.
Nice. Yeah. I love it. Well, man, Simon Gregg, I was so happy to see you. Guys, Andy, I'm sure you could talk about Simon Gregg and his dad, Peter Gregg, and Brumos and everything, and fill in everybody that's wondering who this guy is. But I'll tell you, the nicest guy in any paddock. Back to you guys.
Well, Andy, there's no way you can talk about the 60th anniversary of Trans Am coming without talking about the Gregg family.
that was a perfect cue. I mean, legendary, huge results, past champion. Awesome to hear. There's been rumors. We've been chit-chatting. We've been wanting him to get back in the car. It's been a long time coming. It's finally happening. I'm psyched and can't wait to chat with him Monday after the race to see how he feels and see how he's doing in this car.
Well, you've been doing a pretty good job at this color commentary thing throughout the season, but you're going to have to get your elbows up now because we just stepped up the game. Unfortunately, he's out of the car, but Brendan Jones joining us here in the booth. Buddy, hate to see you sitting over here next to us, but thank you for coming by.
I guess the only positive is it's got AC in here. So, yeah, it was a fun day out there, a fun weekend. I love so much coming to race this Trans Am Series and driving these TA cars with 3GT Racing and being a teammate with Paul Menard again. Menard's on the Xfinity side, my sponsor, and so reconnecting with Paul on a fun weekend like this is really, really fun. So I hate that we're out of the race. We had some mechanical failures running inside the top 3. So I was so hoping for a podium this weekend, but we're not going to go out like this. I'm going to try to find a car again here in the future and jump back out here.
That is awesome to hear. Watching you out there, obviously, there's an obvious respect for our drivers and whatnot. There's obviously such a learning curve. I've driven the Xfinity cars a lot, driven the Trans Am cars as well. They're very different animals. Our TA2 cars are much closer to what our Xfinity cars are. I think you've known that and been part of that. But these cars, getting these tires up to temp like that, even on a warm day, watching and learning how these tires fire off, a little bit different. But you were on it and going to school on Tommy Dreese and going forward there, got to P2. What was the car feeling like before we had those issues?
Yeah, I was actually pretty comfortable. That was the most comfortable I had been in a while. And throughout the couple races that I've done this year, this was the first weekend that I could do it from start to finish. I had Xfinity racing obligations prior to Road America and Sebring, and so I got here this weekend on an off week, and I could actually commit to the whole thing this weekend. So I think that helped my learning curve just that much more, not going back and forth between 2 different style race cars. So yeah, it was nice to see just how the whole weekend unfolded. It certainly helped me be comfortable with this race car because it just takes so much commitment. These cars are so fun to drive, but they are different. You mentioned it, Andy. There's just so many different chemicals and things about these cars that are just a little bit out of my, I don't want to say comfort zone, but just something out of ordinary that you have to do in them.
Yeah, there's a steep learning curve. It's a whole lot different. Obviously, seeing you not just go from car to car, but track to track. You'll be on an oval one on a Friday and come over to us on a Saturday. I mean, that's a huge thing. I love that you're stepping out of the comfort zone and going across that to give Trans Am a shot. Much appreciated. Ralph, they're coming back to the green here. I think
they are getting ready to go. Our Janetta safety car is off. Paul Menard is at the front of the field with Dyson right behind him. Adam Andretti deeper in the field, but everybody's bunched back up now. So let's see if Menard can hang on to the lead here. As we look for the green, he gets a great jump as we get back at it. There's Dyson right behind him, Amy Ruman, Dreese, and then you get into the GT cars with Lowry, Paul, Bryson, and the rest. And here comes Adam Andretti up the inside as we get down to turn number 1. Adam looking to gain a bunch of spots. He sure has. He's almost all the way through the GT field.
He'll be there momentarily, and as quick as that car was in practice, Tommy Dreese is going to have a mirror full. Looking backwards, there he is, clear and set and sail for Tommy Dreese. Wants that shot. Rooting for Chris Dyson, obviously, to take the fight to Brendan's teammate Paul Menard here and cause a little dust up here so that he can get back in the action.
Brandon, how much fun is the S's in one of these 900 horsepower TA cars? I see you grinning.
Man, I'm going to tell you what, I have never experienced, anything like it, especially in these race cars. They've got so much downforce. You're carrying so much speed. You're almost wide open. I think that these top 2, top 3 guys you're watching right now probably get pretty close to it. That's just that next level of commitment on the driver's end. I think it all is driver. It doesn't come down to much setup. You just got to really commit to it.
All right, compare commitment. Commitment in the S's in a Trans Am car or turn 1 at Atlanta.
Oh, man. 2 different styles, I think. You're looking to put people in bad situations in Atlanta. Here, you're just hoping you make it through the S's.
You're in a bad situation straight away here.
Even when things are good, right?
Yeah, we see Chris Dyson up here under braking to Paul Menard again. As we've seen so many times this year, the battle between Paul Menard and Chris Dyson shapes up to where they each have really good strong points at different parts of the track.
All right, so where do you see those strong points here today?
Well, just now I saw that him closing up, being able to change direction while trail braking back and forth through the top of roller coaster, end of the straightaway, getting in on the brakes, getting really close there. We saw him making his move, under braking into one, but he's been very strong into the left, right at the end of the back straight of the top off roller coaster. As usual, and this isn't just the accordion effect that we're looking at, Paul puts power down. Coming out of Oak Tree, he's getting that power down to make the defense so that Chris is out of the draft by the time everything really kicks in and we get to the brake zone here, and he's able to come off these corners really good. Chris, the car's changing direction really good.
Wiggle there.
Just as I say that, he's getting pretty anxious on that gas pedal and coming through it. And what we saw before when he was floating over the top of the S is the platform stability in the high-speed stuff was where the Dyson car was rocking.
Mustang, Corvette, and a pair of Camaros as they rocket up into the S's here. That's your top 5. And Dreese took a very defensive line down into the horseshoe at turn number 1 and took any potential passing opportunities away for Adam Andretti at the end of that last lap. We have 14 laps remaining as Menard dips the wheel on the exit here, coming out of Oak Tree.
You know, one thing, guys, I experienced.
Dyson,
look at peeking. One thing I experienced in these race cars, especially this weekend, these top 2 guys, they're so competitive and they're actually really close on lap time to each other. I think Dyson's going to get really close to him, but man, it's going to take a lot to get Paul's head and make him make a mistake. And that's really what's making him boil down to.
I mean, you've known Paul for years, cool, calm, collected, hard to get his heart rate even up a little bit. The only thing to potentially think about here is who has what to risk. Paul's trying to lock up a championship here. Chris, way out of it, doesn't care, wants the W. He's going to be biting on the heels and the ankles of Paul Menard here as he's rolling into turn 1 again. We see him close up under braking here. Paul looking very stable, though. Gets through the middle of the corner, and then here, I think, is where we see Paul come off the corner really strong there. Just that gap is too big for Chris to make any sort of lunge on through 3, even 4. We have a 5A, B, and C here, funny enough, at VIR. And Paul's using up all the road. Oh, man.
Man, look at how tight that is. Room and Dreese and Andretti. 3rd, 4th, and 5th as they head over to the left hook.
Our drone again, service partners here on board with top liner here, Adam Andretti wanting to go forward sideways out of 5B and C right there. We saw some crazy action, side-by-side cars bouncing off of curbs here in TA2 yesterday. Bound to see it again here today in the TA2, in the TA class.
Tell you what, Amy Ruman and that McNichols Corvette, she has been doing a great job here all afternoon. Just the one bobble. She's got a real strong shot at getting back up on the podium again here today. She's holding down 3rd right now.
Tommy Dreese had a little bobble through 10 there. That's going to let Amy take her time getting the power there. And then we know that car doesn't have the downforce, which means it doesn't have the drag. And she's going to be in real good position here, braking at the end of the back straightaway.
Yeah, look at her pull away there. That C7 body Corvette. McNichols logo right across the nose. That huge bulge under the hood. All that horsepower. Look at Tommy closing in. His trench shoring Motul back Camaro ready for the fight as they come back to the front straightaway here.
Tommy knows that if he can't get by here pretty soon, that Adam is going to size him up and make a move.
He's going to force the issue, isn't he? He's going to have to. Going to be 12 laps to go here.
I think they understand that without something crazy happening, it's a foregone conclusion that Menard and Dyson will be 1-2, and that these 3 are left for that final spot on the podium.
Well, and Adam needs it for the points to keep the championship fight going as we head to Barber in a few weeks.
And Amy and Tommy are so close in the points right there. Oh, takes a look.
Tommy looking inside. Gets into Amy, and around she goes. And they both go sliding into the grass on the opposite side of the track. Oh, what a shame. Amy was putting together such a good day.
Hard to tell from this angle, but it looked like Tommy put his nose in. Looked like Amy left him some room there. I'm not sure where the contact started, right just past the apex there. If they just, I mean, you can run too wide there. Obviously, we got a real estate argument there. I'm not sure if Tommy came up off the curb or if Amy came down. I know I'm going to be in the trailer, and these results are going to be provisional right away. And I'm going
away there, Mr.
Yeah, there's
President.
no early leaving VIR for my drive back to Atlanta for sure.
And I can tell you one other thing. Adam Andretti is praying she can't get that car going, and it's a full course caution.
Oh, right, exactly.
Because that would close him right up on the back of that number 16 Jim Weed Mustang. With about 10 to go, he'd have a shot again.
There will be big points implications here with Tommy Ruman and Tommy Tracy and Amy Ruman, excuse me. Here's our replay.
You want to make the call now, Mr. President, or you want to wait till later?
I'm definitely going to wait. Tommy gets to the inside here, gets on the curb. Amy, boy, I'm going to need to look at a replay here. The real good shot's going to be the onboard from Adam Andretti, who just scrapes by here, keeps his championship hopes alive by getting through that without any damage.
Could it have been the curbing? Tommy got up on the curbing on the inside there. Could that have just moved his car over a little bit to get him into Amy without wanting to?
We saw that yesterday. They seemed like they were by that curbing, and that wasn't a direct result.
She's gone, so we're going to stay green, I guess.
Staying green. I'm sure that's what Tommy's going to tell me in the trailer after the race. But we'll take a look. We've got a lot of the drone footage. Each car has a V-Box for the in-car camera here, and we'll take a look as we're back to our, don't want to take away from an amazing battle at the front here between Menard and Dyson, again for probably the 7th time this season that they're nose to tail in some form of battle for the top spot. These guys have put on such a good show across the entire championship this year.
Hey, Brandon, just in case you hadn't checked your calendar, when you're running at Talladega, we're right up the road at Barber. Just in case you feel like coming over.
I haven't looked at that. You're on Saturday, I imagine, right?
It is.
All right. I wonder
got
if
a wide
TA's
open
on,
Sunday in his book.
Sunday on T? I got to take a look at this schedule. Maybe
See
somebody
what you
from
can do
production
there.
can let us know while we're sitting here talking. Chris taking a look out, just trying to distract Paul with a look in the mirror here. Obviously not a real lunge, but just trying to get his head on it. And again, there it is. That power down from the 3-car
And that's
driving
downhill
off.
too, Andy.
Yeah, that Pittsburgh Paints Mustang is coming off of those corners here. We're seeing Dyson drive it in. Obviously, when you drive a car in not way too hard, but really hard like that, you're choosing your strategy, what you're doing. The front just cannot hang on that long compared to when you back up the corner and take a look. Chris, again, maybe he's just getting some air to the rad there, not trying to get in his head too much, but most likely just taking a look. He knows he's stronger under brakes. He knows really what he's got to do is change up his driving a little bit to try to back that corner up with Paul to get that shot off with him. Here, another battle, our XGT battle here. Lowry, Griffin, nose to tail. Kaylee Bryson in 3rd on XGT. That is 5th, 6th, 7th overall. A really good show. That'd be Lowry's first win this year if he can pull it off.
Oh, here comes Griffin looking inside, going down into turn number 1. Those two big Mercs will slap back behind each other. He's keeping that inside open, though, isn't he?
Giving them room, giving them, they're friends, they're buddies, they're out here having a blast. It's going to be a friendly rivalry, but both of them want to stand at the top of that podium.
That's what more of us need in our life, is a good buddy who also has a GT3 AMG, right?
Yeah.
Which means you have one as well.
It's a rare moment in time that
I
one
don't
of your
have
best
that friend
buddies.
right now.
I don't either, sir. Great cars here as we see these GT3 cars twisting and winding through the corners here. XGT, our XGT platform is kind of a catch-all for the best and fastest GT cars out there. Obviously, nothing on speed to our TA cars around the planet here, but still a good race regardless. We've got 1-2 nose to tail in TA, 1-2 nose to tail in XGT. Chris Coffey, we haven't mentioned him yet, running inside the top 10 overall, has had the track record for GT in qualifying, leading the way in GT here again. Grant and Paul running 1-2 in our SGT class as Josh Carlson came across early problems. Just as I say that, Cohen has hit pit lane. That's going to lock it up for Coffey as long as he stays clean for the rest of the day here.
I love it when these guys come by us on the front straightaway because they just rocket and rattle our windows, don't they, Brandon?
They definitely do. But I'm going to head out of here, guys. It's been a blast to race these cars again. I'm excited to go back and watch some of this battle here. You got a great one here for the lead. But as always, it's been a pleasure. And it's always fun to come see you guys. And I will be back in the future, I hope.
Good deal.
Thanks for coming by. We appreciate it.
Hopefully it's soon. Congratulations on a great run today. Sorry it ended up like this. Go down there. Go root for your buddy Paul. and hopefully we see you real soon.
See you in Alabama.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. 9 laps to go here, Andy, as they go around where the old oak tree used to be. Now Son of Oak over there on the outside of the corners.
9 laps to go. At this point, this is right where Chris has got to do some evaluation on what his car's doing and where he's got to go. I'm sure he's been sizing him up and getting through here. He's got to get that plan going if he wants that W.
Looking at the front end of Tommy's car,
I thought there'd be more damage there.
Yeah, I did
They were
too.
hooked up for quite a long time there. 46.76, 46.80, 3/10 of a second covers the lead. 14 seconds all the way back to Andretti. He got really slowed up in the greasy room in contact there.
a little bit on that right corner of the grill, but it's all black in there, so it's hard to see it real well.
Doesn't look like anything's damaged. Might be punched in, might be a little carbon issue right there, but doesn't look too bad. Amy Ruman did stay on track. She got going again, is
8th overall right now, 5th in class. There she is. I can only imagine how frustrated she's got to be.
She's mad. She's definitely mad. Probably rightfully so there. I mean, again, we'll get a better look post-race as
Although
I sit
her
down.
car doesn't look too damaged either.
No, I mean, they were both in the gas and going, and so like when you're still moving like that, and these cars are pretty sturdy. They're going, oh, here's a tricky one. A pick move potentially.
Gets out of the way, does Grant. Nice job to let the leader through, and Dyson squeezes past as well.
Dyson's got to be able to keep that draft here coming out. Chris not using all the road, exiting Oak Tree. He was at the beginning of the run. Not sure if he's really chilling and taking care of the tires. I'd be getting a little nervous. You get a full course yellow that ends one of these things a little earlier than you want. It'd be about that time.
And that's not unheard of.
Time. No, definitely not unheard of. I mean, these cars going this fast, we get caution flags.
Okay, there's a lot of respect between these two as far as honoring each other and credit to each other's skill set, but there's a huge competitive streak in both of these guys, and they definitely want to beat the other for sure. Not just to get a win, but they just want to beat each other.
Your 2023 championship, your 2024 championship head-to-head.
Dyson
Chris,
alongside. He's right there, inching past. Wow. And he's going to complete the pass coming out of the corner, and that's the best news for Adam Andretti, too.
Absolutely keeps that championship alive for him. I didn't say anything as he looked because he had looked there every single lap, and then he'd pull back inside, but this time he took a real big commitment from about 3 car lengths back. Not something you think would be the spot that he would, at that distance, would make the move, but he did that to Brendan Jones. Now he's done it to the other 3 GT car, and now Chris Dyson at the point from dead last to the lead, has some lap cars to deal with here, but already opening up that gap on Paul Menard.
But doing it there when he did, too, you fake it, you fake it, you fake it, and that kind of gets him off his game of looking in the mirror going, oh, maybe he's coming, maybe he's coming. You go, oh, he's not really going to come. Oh, God, he is coming.
There he is.
Too late.
Too late to close the door. They're closing in on Paul here, our leader in SGT, sorry. They should easily make their way by him. Big horsepower difference in these cars here. Paul leading SGT. This could be potentially his first win, and this
could be
is
a problem
big
for
right here.
Menard. He's not going to clear him by the time they get to roller coaster. Huge break for Dyson. Huge break.
Paul doesn't like
and
that.
Menard got into him a little bit, didn't they?
Paul into Paul.
There.
Yeah, he didn't. He's not happy that he didn't give way there. Through there, that's going to give Dyson the comfort zone that he needs. Chris was probably going to be pulling away there anyway, but I know Paul wanted at least some in reserve to go fight back. Here comes the pass. Way, way, way back.
Yeah.
Paul challenges a little bit. Chris comes up off the apex, door to door. There, probably some light contact. Again, big picture. Paul Menard's got to be thinking championship. I cannot wreck this thing out here. Chris has nothing to lose. I've got everything to lose here.
Yeah, because you would have thrown the entire day away right there with all that hard work. He's still going to have a good points day if he's forced to finish second. He will be in front of his title rival. The good news for Adam Andretti, he minimizes the damage, only finishes one spot behind him.
17 minutes left in this race. Chris Dyson has taken the lead from last to first, has set fast time, 2/10 quicker at a 46 flat to Paul Menard's 46.2, 46.1 for Adam Andretti, splitting the two, running P3 overall here. Still a really solid deal. If we get another yellow, we get a green-white checker at the end of this thing. That's obviously what Adam's rooting for here. Chris Coffey, our GT leader, long-time runner in our class, multi-time winner in our class. I believe Coffey has now clinched his second title, his second GT title, the number 97 Norwood Auto Italia Traffic Graphics Maserati MC GT4 has clinched the GT championship, has won 18 races in 22 career starts, an 81% win rate here, obviously dominating here. Tommy Dreese has now caught right back up to the tail of Adam Andretti. Probably got a little bit of help with the traffic there, but now we got a good battle for our final podium spot again.
Coffey has won here at VIR each of the last 2 seasons. And yes, confirming what you said, this is second in a row for him. And boy, Andretti really having to deal with Dreese, and the one thing he can't afford is to lose this spot on the podium.
Man, he's got me speechless. I was just going to start talking about how good he was at the top of the roller coaster. You see the back end of the car sliding all over the place. Dreese right to his bumper there, and now Dreese smelling blood in the water. Can see Adam's having some sort of handling problem here. Definitely not a horsepower problem. That thing's going on the straightaway here, but boy, we've got a good battle on our hands now. I thought this was stringing out, and I thought we were going to be looking back through the field for a battle here for position, but don't look too far. It's P3 overall. Adam Andretti, Tommy Dreese, Trent Shoring. They're celebrating their 50 years with the series here, and with Tommy Dreese, Adam stepping it out of 5B.
Yeah, a little slide there. See if he has any issues up through the S's.
Oh, and by the way, Chris Dyson just throwing down the fastest lap of the race by another 2/10. First car into the 45s.
That's the exclamation point right there.
That's the I've been sitting on this waiting and biding my time. I know I got a quick car. We were watching him not track out over the curbing out of Oak Tree.
Oh boy, Adam getting loose. And don't forget, Dyson started tail end of the field, and now with 5 laps remaining, lays down, now going to be 4 laps remaining, lays down the fastest lap of the day. Impressive. Menard 4.5 seconds behind him, a 1:46.083 that time around.
Billy Griffin, as an update, has taken the XGT lead back from Danny Lowry. They're still nose to tail, really close here. We've got great battles on track here.
There you can see the horsepower of Adam's Burton Racing entry as he's able to stretch it out a little bit.
It looks like there's a little bit of smoke. Did anybody see that coming from Dreese's pipe right there?
I was thinking the same thing.
Maybe Tommy's hurting a little bit. Might be from, that could be tire rub. That could be the
from
right
the incident
front.
with Amy.
Exactly.
Now, remember the last time through here we saw Adam's car, once he got over to 5, step out a little bit. Let's see if he does it again here. A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, Andy. There's that fight between Lowry and Griffin.
At the moment, Griffin on point. Lowry chasing him down. Twin Mercedes GT3 cars. Those cars, just for reference, are fast lap a 150.8, comparatively to a 145.8 on the TA side. Still very anything sub 2 minute around VIR, and you're hauling the mail. These guys are 10 seconds under that at a 50 flat. Really going along here, having a great battle all day. They haven't been much further apart than this gap right here, winding down with just 12 minutes to go. It's not a cool day out there either. You know, this many green flags nonstop for these guys. This is going to be wearing them out. 100 miles again, like as quick as these guys are going, as quick as they burn through this with the adrenaline up. We see the Bennett trucking up here. Bridge Hall coming off the back of the Mission Foods Oak Tree Corner as they fly up that hill. 5th gear, 6th gear, now down the steep hill, super late braking and trail braking. This little bend that you're doing right there at peak braking is super tricky to do. Gather it back up, drop another gear, and then go down the roller coaster here.
Oh, Amy is finally calling it a day, stepping out of her McNichols-backed Corvette. Not happy at all.
Little willpower moment there.
Yeah.
They were looking at the right front. I think the issue would probably be at the left rear because that's where the contact was.
She was looking at a podium finish and instead is sitting on the pit wall with 3 laps remaining.
And with only 2 races left, this is actually going to open up the gap between Tommy Dreese and Amy Ruman should the results stand. Obviously, Tim Richter, our race director, Ernie Becker, myself will be, I'm sure, looking at a decent amount of video here today.
Yeah, I'm sure our TV crew is already gathering it all up for you.
Paul here, our SGT leader, ahead of Grant.
2 laps remaining here with our Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. All right, Andy, let's preview a little bit about what's coming up at Barbary because that's where this championship is headed next. And Adam will still be alive in that fight. That racetrack, very different than this one. And I don't think anybody in our group has raced there before. So nobody's going to really have a huge notebook to feed off of either.
The Trans Am Series, this will be their first ever visit to Barber Motorsports Park, an immaculately well-kept racetrack. It'll be interesting to see the Trans Am cars go and tear up some sod
grass,
and everything over there as they roughhouse over and up and over the curbing as they normally do. As we see Chris Dyson flying 5th gear, top of 5th gear through the VIRS's here. It'll be a battle, 2 races to go. 2 different championship hunts on the line here. Our GT class is locked up. Our SGT class is locked up. Our GT1 class is most likely locked up. But Kaylee Bryson also probably locking up her championship here today, I believe. But TA will be a fight down to the finish, as will TA2. Paul Menard and Adam Andretti, if things go just as they are right now, there'll still be plenty of points for Adam Andretti to try to make up.
Our MCO Gears total laps led Chris Dyson with 5. And Menard will have led the most laps here today. There's Adam. My guess is this Trans Am Championship is going to go all the way to Coda before it's locked up this year.
Without a doubt. And my mistake here, we're coming to the white. Man. Chris Dyson's about to take the white flag here. I was looking at the time to go, not the laps to go.
There he goes by. White flag is out, 1 to go. And Chris Dyson, remember, came into the day with 28 career victories, tied with Tommy Kendall, the Hall of Famer, for 3rd on the all-time win list. And if he can hold on for 1 more lap and win it here today, that will be number 29. And it will tie him with another great Hall of Famer, the legendary Mark Donohue, for 2nd all-time on the win list. And I know that is going to mean so much to Chris Dyson.
We've got, although I want to see Chris Dyson cross the flag, we've got to go back to Dreese and Andretti because Dreese got so close under braking.
There he comes
Look
again.
at the charge right here.
Looking inside. Can he get there? Oh, he does. Adam has got to fight back hard. He cannot afford to lose any more points. What can he do when they get to NASCAR Bend? Andretti looking to see if he can get inside. Dreese, there first. Where can Adam counter? Looking inside as they head to the left hook. Adam's right there. Contact in the center of the corner. Amy Ruman will cheer that on. More contact. Off goes Andretti, but he gets it gathered back up Andretti powers away in an aggressive bit of racing as they work their way into and out of the snake.
Still a half a lap to go as Chris Dyson works his way through the top of the roller coaster and on down. A pick ahead. That's Chris Coffey. Let's get back to that battle here. I don't want to lose Chris going across the start finish here, but this is going to be a battle to the end for Andretti and Andretti.
Absolutely. Here comes Chris Dyson to the checkered flag. He will have career win number 29 here today at VIR, and he will tie Mark Donohue for second all-time on the win list. Menard across in second. Here comes Kaylee Bryson. Where are Andretti and Andretti? Here they are. Andretti still out in front. Adam looking for a way around as they head towards the roller coaster. Under braking, Adam closes in a little bit. Had a spin there yesterday in qualifying. Headed down into the hill. On their way to Hogpen. Adam's got to make a move, hopefully under power as they come out onto the front straightaway if he wants to get back on the podium. Tracy, Andretti, Adam not closing in quick enough, and Tommy Tracy will finish just in front of Adam Andretti for third, and that is very unofficial.
Incredible old school style beating and banging Trans Am racing like back in the day that we've seen. I mean, what a battle. I know I'm heading down to the podium to go try to break up whatever's about to happen.
You're going to have a whole bunch of friends visit you at the trailer this afternoon.
I'm going to be reviewing.
You're going to have a lot of stuff to look at
for hours here.
No, Tommy Dreesy's not going to have many friends down there today.
No,
he's going to have a lot of folks after him.
And knowing Tommy's such a happy-go-lucky guy out of the car, obviously in the car he gets a lot more aggressive. Adam Andretti, I got to say the same thing. Great guy outside of the car. In the car, they put their helmet on. That battle is on, and those two can be as aggressive as anybody in this entire field here. So wild battle, great for the spectators. We'll see what goes on in post-race looks here, but again, we've got to salute Chris Dyson tying Mark Donohue for 29 wins, second overall. Our Hall of Famer, Chris Dyson, does it again. What a way to do
it. Coming from dead last on the grid today, catching Paul Menard, getting past him, and pulling away. Beat him to the line by over 5 seconds here today for career win number 29.
They're going to be spraying some Jim Weed champagne in there. I had one of those on my way up here. I knew I didn't need any caffeine to get amped up for a thing. I just I love the taste. Great drink. 5-second win over Menard. You saw Menard at that point probably concede, bring it home. Menard was probably looking in his rear view mirrors, rooting on Tommy Dreesy there. We'll see what goes on here. Chris Dyson bringing it into pit lane, heading toward victory lane. Quite an exciting race here. Congrats to our other winners here. New people on top of the podium here. Billy Griffin takes the win over Danny Lowry in XGT. That's his first win. Kelly Bryson coming home 7th. Chris Coffey, another big win in GT. But Patrick Paul taking the victory at VIR, his first win of the season. Congrats to him. He breaks the streak of Josh Carlson, our current SGT champion. A bunch of first-time winners here, but Old Faithful, that Jim Weed athletic focused drink pulls in. Dyson Racing, Ford Mustang, Hall of Famer. Great job here by Chris Dyson.
What a run. And I got to tell you, of all those 29 victories Chris Dyson has had, I'm sure there's many that he would say, oh, that was a great one and that was a great one. But today was really an exceptional run and shows how good of a race car driver Chris Dyson really is, because he had to do everything right here today. He had to be aggressive, had to be smooth, had to be patient. And he dialed it all up, and he is in Jim Weed winner's circle here today. And you can see how pumped up he is with career win number 29.
For sure, fulfilling, psyched, giving each one of those crew members high five and a hug.
And when its career is all said and done, and hopefully Chris will be racing with us for many more years to come, he will be talked about with the legends of this series. So it's fitting that he is up there at the top end of the all-time win list.
Without a doubt. I mean, he made his name in auto racing before he even got to the Trans Am series. So for him to debut in this series not that long ago and to already be, a multi-time champion and this high up on the overall win list, it's Paul Gentilozzi, I think, that's next on the top of the charts there, and he's got a ways to go get him. But I think the sights will be set on that mark. And what do you got? I mean, you make your way all the way up to P2. No stopping now.
Can't stop now, right?
We're going to the top.
All right, Ben, you're going to have an interesting Jim Weed winner's circle for sure here today.
Hey, boys, let's go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, come on now, Virginia, get loud. We are at the Jim Weed winner's circle with the Jim Weed driver, the Athletic Focus drink, tied now for second with Mark Donahue. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Chris Dyson, the winner of this race from the back. Remember, all the way from the back to first. That had to be hard fought. How was it?
Well, it was fantastic. The car was really good, Ben. The Jim Weed guy, the car was just amazing. It's been like that all weekend. I just messed up qualifying, but I was thankful for that yellow. I think we were starting to make some inroads, but that kind of allowed us to reset and recalibrate. And Paul was good. He was covering his bases, but we were just a bit better in a couple of areas, and we were able to get by him. Good, hard, clean racing. I'm proud of the guys. I want to say hi to my family at home, and I want to dedicate this video to Kevin Mooney. This win to Kevin Mooney, our videographer, and I just wanted to say thank you to everybody.
Nice. I love it. Chris Dyson. How about that? Come on now, Virginia. You guys can get a little bit closer. This is supposed to be fun. Let me come over here and talk to Paul Menard. Paul Menard, unbelievable race out there. You've got a lot of family here. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, I mean, we fired off pretty good, and I knew Chris would be fast. We could gap at him a little bit and kind of save tires, and then that caution came out, and I knew Chris had good pace, and he just had better pace than us. I lost a little bit too much grip playing with the bars and stuff. I couldn't get back, so hats off to Dyson Racing. They did a hell of a job, and 3GT, as always, they give me a reliable car that's fast, and we just weren't quite fast enough today.
Nice. I love it. Well, good points today, though, for Paul Menard. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? And then we have a championship wrapped up here in GT. Where is Chris Coffey? Here he is. Chris Coffey, I heard mathematically that you are this year's GT champion back-to-back. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels fantastic. I mean, I just absolutely love getting the opportunity to come out here and race with these guys. And the Trans Am guys are an absolute pleasure to run with. Shouldn't be scared of these 950 horsepower beasts. I mean, they really got their heads screwed on straight, and we're just setting some fast laps out there, and I'm happy to bring home another championship.
Nice. Well, congratulations. We're going to have more of a celebration here at our Jim Weed Winner's Circle. I'm going to send it away for a break, and then we're coming back here to have a celebration.
All right, Ben, thank you. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun down there. We're going to have more coverage of our Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli coming your way here live on Speed Sport 1 after what has been a wild 100-mile barn burner here at VIR. Lots of great speed, tremendous contact, a lot of drama, turning things upside down in the championship. Going to be a lot of fun to sort this one all out here as everybody crawls out of the car and heads to the podium. Some of the highlights, some of the frustration there, Amy Ruman battling with Tommy Dreese. They came together. Amy had an off there before. Brandon Jones, very strong in the Master Force Tools car for a while before mechanical issues took him out. Pace car closed up the lead, and then this was the big moment here. Dreese and Ruman getting together. Dyson forcing his way past Menard. And a bold move there, and then big contact here too. As Dreese and Andretti get together, that had major impact on the championship. And in the end, career win 29 for Chris Dyson, tying Mark Donahue. And we'll have more coming your way from here at VIR, live on Speed Sport 1. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
And we are back here at Virginia International Raceway, and there you can see the Jim Weed Winner's Circle, which is where you'll find Ben Sissel ready for the podium.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get loud. Come on now. Virginia International Raceway, that was so much fun. The Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. We've got some Winner's Circle things to get to. And we've got some champions to kind of provisionally crown because, again, these results are provisional. But second place in our GT class from the Dallas area in that beautiful Maserati. Let's hear it for Colin Cohen, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Now, Virginia, you're going to have to get a lot louder than that because provisionally, right now, last year's GT champion just clinched another GT championship. Let's hear it for Chris Coffey in his Traffic Graphics Maserati. Nice. All right, Colin. Nice race out there. That had to be fun. Tell us a little bit about it.
It was fun. It was hot. Thanks again to the Trans Am guys for their consideration, given the speed differentials. I want to say thank you to my crew, Alex, Xavier, and Josh, whose insights and perspectives make it possible for me to be still doing this. And thanks to Trans Am for facilitating an event like this. Thanks,
nice. I love it. I love it. How about that? Colin Cohen. Well, Chris, just take the mic. Tell us about your race, and congratulations. A new champion, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that was a pretty fun race. I mean, thankfully it went A to B, didn't really have any drama or anything like that. But I really want to thank Josh Hurley. He absolutely transformed this car into something unreal, and we did the fastest laps I've ever done consistently through the whole race. So huge thanks to him. I also need to thank my sponsors, Pega Clutch and GTE Engineering, Chill Out and Traffic Graphics. All those guys, without them, I couldn't be here. I couldn't do this, and I'm so happy to have another national championship. It's awesome.
about that? All right. Hold those trophies up, gentlemen. Come on now, Virginia. Let's get louder. Colin Cohen, Chris Coffey, all the way from Dallas, Texas, in those beautiful Maseratis. All right, Chris, I hear from the crowd. There we go. Who wants a hat? Nice. Come on now. One more time. Come on, let's get loud for these GT drivers. Colin Cohen, Chris Coffey, the CC team. All right. You guys have got to look at that. Colin just walks off. Teammates, they don't want to spray each other. They don't want the dry cleaning bill. One more time. Chris Coffey, Colin Cohen, and GT. And I said we had some firsts. In Super GT, second place, ladies and gentlemen. This was hard fought. All the way from Memphis, Tennessee. Let's hear it for Cary Grant. Come on now. Get loud. And then, this is my honor. First time on the top step of the podium in SGT. Let's hear it. Patrick Paul, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? We have a first here. Cary, take the mic. Tell us about your race. A little sweaty out there, huh?
Yeah. A little bit warm today. I'd like to thank Trans Am, Pirelli for giving us a good tire. Thanks to my crew chief, Larry. Had kind of an uneventful race, trying to stay out of everybody's way. I'm racing with a heavy heart this week. I lost my mother-in-law last week, so hi to my family at home, and wanted to dedicate this race to my mother-in-law. And it was a great weekend, and look forward to the next one.
Thank you so much. And Cary, on behalf of Trans Am, we're so sorry about that. Didn't know about that. That stinks. Well, nice job. And Patrick Paul, first time on the top step with us, man. Take the mic. Tell us about your race.
That was really fun. I'd like to thank everybody. Thanks Trans Am, TRB, Next Gen Auto Products, Evan Slater for his expert coaching and getting me fast. It was really fun, good clean race. A little slick out there because it's so hot, but you guys all know that because you're sweating too. But really, really, really fun race.
Nice. All right, how about that? Come on now. Hold up those trophies, gentlemen. Come on, Virginia. Virginia is for lovers, and let's give some love to these drivers. Cary Grant, Patrick Paul. You guys are welcome to throw those hats out to the crowd, or you can keep them, put them in your trophy case. But come, oh, nice catch. Come on now. See, they know how to throw the hats. Come on, Virginia. Let's get loud. Cary Grant, Patrick Paul. I would also like to say that I think with this, with Josh Carlson provisionally taking the green, hold it up. Josh Carlson taking the green flag clinches his Super GT championship for 2024. That's provisionally. We'll have to do the math. 2025, sorry, yeah. 2024 was last year. Thank you, Jessica. Oh, going for the fee. Come on now, Virginia. We've got a little bit of champagne, but I think Patrick's wanting to take that home with him. Nice job. Congratulations. Yes. Josh Carlson provisionally is the Super GT 2025 champion by taking the green flag today. Now we move to Extreme GT in third place in this beautiful yellow Corvette, last year's SGT champion. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for Kaylee Bryson. I know there are a lot of Kaylee fans here because I've seen a lot of Kaylee Bryson t-shirts in the paddock. Is that your dog over there too?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, yeah. The dog came up at Road America. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in second place, running with Bridgehall and Bennett. Let's hear it, Super GT. Danny Lowry in that beautiful Mercedes-Benz. Coming up wearing a new Bridgehall. I haven't seen that race suit yet, Danny. It looks sharp. Matches the car. This was a battle to watch. These two Mercedes, close friends, teammates. But this one got a little bit better of Danny Lowry. Let's hear it for Billy Griffin, our GT champion a few times, is now running an XGT in these beautiful Mercedes. So glad to have these guys out. I guess Danny's representing Bridgehall. Billy's representing Bennett. I like that. And Kaylee, I know that you're doing all kinds of stuff. I follow you on social media. You're doing races almost every weekend. Thank you so much for coming out here. She also told me she caught a big catfish this weekend, so it's been a good weekend for Kaylee Bryson. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and it's always fun to come out here with the Trans Am Series and race against a lot of clean competitors and fast competitors. And we had fun, caught some fish, and had a good time with my team. And I can't thank LSI Logical Systems, RE Enterprises, and everybody who works on this car that makes it fast. It's been an awesome weekend, and thank you to all you fans for coming out. It makes it really enjoyable.
Nice. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, Kaylee Bryson, what lake did you go to?
Heiko.
Nice. How about that? So you just went locally and caught a catfish. Unbelievable. How about Kaylee Bryson, ladies and gentlemen? Now, Danny Lowry with Bridge Hole in that beautiful car. Tell us about your race. And you kept Billy behind you for many, many laps out there.
Yeah, I knew Billy and Kaylee were going to be tough because they both qualified really fast. Billy ran a 49. Congratulations on that, Billy. So we got out there, we're at it. Billy had an incident. I thought I had him. He did a super job. He came back, and I set my car up a little bit loose. I couldn't get any drive out of one, and he got under me, and that was it. I couldn't get back around him. So congratulations to both Kaylee and Billy. I'd like to thank Billy's crew. They're crewing my car this weekend, Scotty and Oz, and Trans Am for putting on another great show for us out here this weekend. And I'd like to thank, obviously, Bridge Hall and Bennett. Thank you. Thanks, Ben.
I love it. Thank you. Hey, it's so great to have you back, man. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Billy Griffin, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but, man, you have lost some downforce.
Yes.
And I don't know if that was your speed secret out there, but you just took off. Take the mic. Tell us about your race.
Thank you. It was a great race. Little exciting at the top of the hill there when I got whacked, but I thought I was going to have something else to say, but thankfully I have this to say. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Bridge Hall and Bennett. Thank you, Renee, Gina, Hasnay, and Scott. If without them, it wouldn't happen. So, super fun day. I'm glad I'm stepping on top. That was tough to get back up in the front, but it was fun. Thank you, guys.
Nice. How about that? Billy's a fighter. What's that?
Tell him not to get used to it.
Yeah, he says don't get used to it, though. I like that. All right, come on now, Virginia. Let's get loud. Kaylee Bryson, Danny Lowry, Billy Griffin. That was quite a fight out there. I like this, Virginia. Keep up this energy. Oh, here we go. Danny Lowry. He's got somebody in his sights. Nice. Oh, look at that. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Come on now. Get loud. Kaylee Bryson, Danny Lowry, Billy Griffin. Oh, Virginia, we can get louder than that. Come on now. Even you, Jim Weed people. I want to get you loud for the dog, though. All right. Champagne, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now, Virginia, get loud as they break out the champagne. Kaylee Bryson, Danny Lowry, Billy Griffin, thank you guys so much for coming out. So great to see you guys back. Hope to see you guys at Barber. I know Danny Lowry was telling me he really does like Barber. All right, TA, these 900 horsepower absolute monsters here, ladies and gentlemen. And we have 3 different teams represented in our TA podium. Representing in 3rd place with a hard-fought battle with Adam Andretti, running Trent Shoring and their 50-year anniversary. Let's hear it. Tommy Dreesy, ladies and gentlemen. Franklin Road Apparel, Dreesy Motorsports, and Trent Shoring. You got your phone on you? Because he's, if you follow him on social media, he's got to take that famous selfie. Somebody will bring you a phone, I'm sure. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Motec Joe will bring you his phone, maybe.
Thank you.
In 2nd place, our current points leader, last year's Trans Am champion. Now listen, Virginia, his whole family and friends are here because he lives in the Charlotte area. They all came up. Let's make them feel welcome. Come on now. Paul Menard, Pittsburgh Paints and Stains, 2nd place, our points leader, and a very good points day for him. Yeah, keep it up over there. I like that. There you go. Remy, you're coming to every one. And then we are at Jim Weed Winner's Circle. The car on the top is the Jim Weed car, the number 16, the Athletic Focus drink. A couple of years ago, he clinched a championship here at VIR. Let's give it up. Tied now for 2nd with Mark Donahue with the most Trans Am wins. Chris Dyson, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good feeling when you're tying Mark Donahue for anything, and that's unbelievable. So let's get the housekeeping out of the way. This is one of those famous every time Dreesy's on the podium, he's got to take a selfie with everybody. So follow Dreesy on social media. And Dreesy, man, what a race! I know there's one driver in a little red Corvette not super happy with Tommy Dreesy, but you had a battle with everybody.
Yeah, I wish Amy and I could have had a more clean battle. She had a little trouble coming out of the hog pen and just came right back on, and I had to go off the track. So, it made me a little hot. And then when I got over here, got side by side, and, don't look at the camera, and, we got good officials. But, hey, I'm here on the podium right now. I fought it. And, Trent Shoring, Motul, Dreesy Motorsports, man, those kids at the shop, man, they give me a car to go battle. We were a little low on tire pressures at the beginning, but when we restarted, I go, what car? It was like another car. So, I saw Andretti. He was a little bit ahead, and it looked like he was like loosey-goosey, like he usually is. And I think our brakes were a little bit better, and he made a couple of mistakes, but he just came right back on. So I'm like, oh, man, I don't know whether I should stay so close to him because he was just driving his ass off. But we got into one. It was one lap to go. I had good brakes, got side by side. We were pretty clean, a little banging, but I felt that was pretty clean, and a little banging, just a little bit. But anyway, thank you to everybody, VIR, Trans Am. These are the best cars on earth. Jagger, Elin, Lacey, I'm coming home.
Nice. Tommy Dreesy, ladies and gentlemen. Also want to point out, Trans Am legend here, Simon Gregg. Simon Gregg, raise your hand. Trans Am legend right there, ladies and gentlemen, our 2012 champion.
One more thing.
Uh-oh.
I want to, let's all give a big hand. He's coming back to Trans Am, and we're really happy about that. Nice. Simon Gregg, number 59.
I like it. Yeah, the number 59 makes an SG. Paul Menard, great points day out there. The whole family has been here. What a fight. Take the mic. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, just a solid weekend overall. 3GT just builds a great race car. We had speed all session, sat on the pole, and big picture, we just weren't as good as Chris was at the end when the tires wore off. I just lost a little bit too much grip, and instead of blocking and doing all the silly stuff, I just gave him room, and if he made a move, I'd fight him fair, but he did. So I thought we were going to bang doors a little bit at least, but it was all clean, and he just straight up beat us today. But if we were in a little bit tighter of a points battle, or if we were neck and neck for the championship, it would be game on for sure. But I hate to do it, but we had to be a little bit smart there and lick our wounds. But hats off 3GT on to Barber. I love VIR. First off, been coming here a long time, running the North Course in the testing with stock cars, and awesome facility. On to Barber. Never been there before. It's going to be an awesome race down there, and thanks for coming out.
I love it. Thank you so much, Paul and Kerrigan, the whole staff at VIR. We love coming here. I don't think you guys know what a special place this is. It's totally awesome. Now, Chris Dyson, pardon me for saying this, but man, that is how you take a bite out of the competition.
It's too soon, Ben. It's too soon. We'll talk about it some other time. A little bit of an inside paddock joke here. I'm just thrilled. We blew qualifying yesterday, plain and simple. I made a mistake coming in right in front of everybody here at the snack bar and dropped it. And Paul took the pole away from us. And I knew we were going to have a little bit of a long day ahead of us because these guys have their stuff together. And I knew Tommy was going to be quick. Thankfully, the car was as good as it had been in practice. And I just had to go out and execute. And those are special days. And I'm really proud of the guys for fighting through a lot of adversity. We've had a lot of cartoon anvil moments this year, and it was nice that it came together, and it was great racing with Paul. I mean, we're nose to tail there, and we were just a bit better, and I'm just really pumped to be here in Jim Weed Winner's Circle. Back here at VIR, this place has meant a lot to me. We've had some great days here, and this is one more for me in my personal history books. Thank God for that, and thank you for all the fans that came out to support us today.
Chris Dyson, cartoon anvil of a year. I love that. What a great adjective. I love the honesty. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen a lot of firsts here. Come on, how about a big round of applause for some of these guys? Unbelievable. Tommy Dreesy, Paul Menard, and Chris Dyson here at Jim Weed Winner's Circle. Hard-fought competition between three good friends. Now, you guys are welcome to throw out those hats to your loud crowd fans. They're so well behaved. Come on, Virginia, get loud. He wants to throw out some hats for you. There we go. Oh, don't get in a fight. We've got more. We've got more. Here we go. Paul's got one. Throwing out to the family. I like that. All right, guys, hold up those trophies. Make an adjustment, Dreesy. Come on now, Virginia, we're getting to the end of this thing. Let's get loud. We want to come back next year. Tommy Dreesy, Paul Menard, Chris Dyson. And really, I hope you guys understand the jewel that you guys have here in Virginia International Raceway. This is, not all racetracks are created equal, and this is one of the best. By far the most pretty. So let's hear it one more time. Tommy Dreesy, Paul Menard, oh, and Chris Dyson. They're just going right at it. Look out. Oh, man. Whew. And one for the homies for Chris Dyson. Unbelievable. Hey, are we doing MCO? Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Jim Weed Winner's Circle. Please come up here and get some Jim Weed. Chris Dyson, unbelievable. Give me a little fist bump there. Nice job. Yeah, you want one? Is that what you're doing, Dreesy? You want one? Yeah. Nice, and I love the fact that we're bringing that out. Are we doing MCO? I guess not. So that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, that does it for the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli here at Virginia International Raceway. Kerrigan Smith, we're coming back next year, right? Yes, we're coming back next year for the VIR Speed Tour. About the same time, about the same channel. Make sure you follow us on the internet. Make sure you follow VIR now. And all of that will be posted. Simon Gregg, I will see you next year. And we've got more Formula races coming up next.
Well, what an afternoon it has been with Trans Am. Our Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. Putting on a whale of a show here today. Chris Dyson tying Mark Donohue second on the all-time win list for the series. And we head now to Barber Motorsports Park in a few weeks. And then on to Circuit of the Americas to wrap up the 2025 championship. And it should be a title fight, hopefully, all the way to COTA. We will be right back with some great open wheel racing here. More racing action coming your way live from Virginia International Raceway on Speed Sport 1. Stay with us here.
In racing, every second counts. Communication isn't just important, it's everything. Established in 1996 in Daytona Beach, Florida, Speedcom Communications was born from a passion for racing and a vision to revolutionize motorsports communication. Trusted by competitors across the world.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
Good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Speed turn 140-mile-an-hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the VBox HD2 system.
Back here at Virginia International Raceway, Ralph Sheheen with you here on Speed Sport 1. I'm joined now by Brady Golan. Brady, welcome to the booth. I don't think you are.
Is that good? Can you hear me now?
You are.
All right. I'm Brady Golan. I drive the number 80 in Formula Regionals with Tony Driver Development. We had a 1-2 yesterday, so I'm pretty hyped about that.
Yeah, your race will be coming up a little bit later on. We'll see that live here as well. But for now, we get the Ligier Junior Formula Championship. And for those that are maybe seeing the series for the first time, Brady, when you get into the Formula ladder system here with the Speed Tour, this is where you start.
And I drove this car when it was the current spec F4 car about 3 years ago, I believe, in Circuit of the Americas. So I have a bit of experience in this car.
IndyCar star Scott Goodyear is the man in charge of the open wheel divisions here under the Speed Tour umbrella, and he broke down the 3 different categories in our open wheel ladder.
This is the open wheel ladder system here in the Speed Tour series. We have 3 different classes for drivers to come out of karting and get involved in car racing. The first class we have is what we call the JFC class, and this is the Gen 1 F4 car that we used for many years, and now it's been replaced by the Gen 2 car, which I'll bring you up to speed here in just a second. But this is a monocoque chassis. It's got the Honda K20 engine in it. It's about 160 horsepower. The cars go about 130 miles an hour, and the drivers, if you look inside here, get just like an F1 car or an Indy car. Beautiful seats, steering wheels have all the controls on it, and on the back here you can see that they've got a great wing system that the drivers get to now come out of karting and start to play with wings front and rear. This is a great training car for young drivers coming out of karting, and the nice thing about this is that you can come into this class here at 14 years of age. The really neat thing that I find is that this class is so competitive for all the drivers. They get the training and understanding about situational awareness about cars around them, because these cars are bigger than obviously a kart that they were used to before, and then they have the opportunity then to move into our Gen 2 car, and this is the new F422 Gen 2 car. It's a halo car, so it looks very similar to an F1 car. This car itself has about 180 horsepower, goes about 150 miles an hour. It's an up-to-date car. When I say that, you can just look at the wings that are on the car, and then if you look towards the back here, you can see the up-to-date floor. The aerodynamics of this car are up-to-date and super. It looks like a little Formula 1 car. The racing in this class here has been superb this year, and these drivers are getting themselves ready to move up to the top class that we have, which is a Formula Regional class. This class here is where drivers finish off in our ladder system, and they either head to Europe or else they go towards the Indy Next Series and then on to the IndyCar Series. And we've got quite a few drivers that have gone through this whole ladder system that we have now that are now competing in the IndyCar Series and also the Indianapolis 500. This car here, again, with the K20 motor and from Honda, this is the turbocharged motor, whereas the original F4 car did not have the turbocharge on it. So this is the 303 horsepower, about 165 mile an hour car. But everything you look on here, very similar to an F1 car. You look at the front wings, the rear wings, the aerodynamics, the tray that we have underneath here with the aerodynamics itself, the downforce on these cars is so similar to what they have to get used to when they start to move up the ladder. It's a terrific training ground car. All 3 of these classes here are what we work on to make sure that these drivers are prepped and ready to get into the next level of racing to continue their career.
Thank you, Scott. 3 great cars, aren't they, Brady?
They're pretty amazing.
And each series has a scholarship to move up to the next one. So you win the JFC championship, you get to go to F4. You win F4, you get to go to Formula Regional Americas. You win that one, you get $100,000 to go anywhere you want. You can go on vacation, you can go to Indy Next, you could go to a prototype, you could do anything.
Yeah, so I guess what people would do with that scholarship would either be, if you want to stay on the Formula Car route, it would be FIA F3 or Indy Next.
Yeah. Here's a look at the grid lineup. Alex Berg, Drew Such. Berg was awful strong yesterday. Drew Such very talented. Gaston Arazu, the points leader, had a rough day. He's got to make up for that here this afternoon. Beckham Jasir, Max Mokaram, Habir Das, Cash Felber, Roman Felber, the twin brothers, Ava Hansen, and Luca Day in the top 10. Michael Fatuda, William Rowan had troubles yesterday, Zach Forey, and Ronan Bray.
Both twin brothers locking out the fourth row. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, see how friendly they are when they get to turn 1, right?
That'll be a fun car ride home for them.
So the lights are out on the pace car, and we will have a standing start here. Tell me a little bit about launching one of these.
It's super interesting. 3 pedals, so 3 pedals, and most people only have 2 feet, I believe. So, yeah, the standing start's pretty interesting because sometimes you got to hold a bit of brake to not creep forward, and really have to time everything correctly. I don't want to say what I do on my standing starts. I'm going to gatekeep that a bit, but there's a bunch of different ways you can do it.
Coming around and getting lined up in their boxes. Here they are. Wheel getting into place. And soon we will focus on the lights. And not all 3 of our categories, if you're new to the open wheel divisions of Speed Tour, do a standing start. We get it in 2 of the 3. Here come the revs. And we're underway. Here they come right at you. Headed down to turn 1 and the horseshoe. It's Berg on the inside of the 98. Here comes Arazu way up the inside. Gaston Arazu trying to make up for yesterday. He's going to push wide up to Berg. Berg gives him room. Such right behind them in the silver car. He's got side by side for second now with Berg. Oh, man, that's going to get tight. Arazu smokes him down into the 3rd turn at NASCAR Bend, and he's going to lose all that hard work going into turn 1. And then we got a big crash down here at the left hook. 4 cars certainly involved in that.
See a car with massive damage.
Yeah, that's going to bring out a full course caution. There's no way they get that clear in time. Berg is out front. There's the full course caution indication. And we will slow them all right down. Oh, man. Boy, Gaston Arazu made a very, very aggressive attempt down there in turn 1. Made it pay off and then gave it all away at turn 3.
Very easy to do, I'd say. T3 has pretty low amount of grip, I'd say, compared to the rest of the track. I don't know if it just gets hotter there or if it's more rubbered up over there, but yeah, it feels a bit more greasy than the rest of the track. So I understand where he's coming from, but it sucks to happen.
He took a shot at it. Here's a look at the replay. Let's see what happened here. That's coming out of turn 1.
So there's
then they
that
get over
up
here
front,
to 3, and he was just wide there. Now watch a little deeper in the field, and let's see what happened as they get to the left hook. Oh, Drew Such got into Arazu. That's Such in the silver car that's at a stop there.
It's one of the Felber brothers.
In the red car, that would be Roman, and Cash is in a black car. Was that Cash that got up in the air, you think?
I believe so. He has the green accents on the rear.
Yeah, drove away.
Yep. Drove away, but he's missing a side pod, and it looked like whatever the left side cooling.
And the red flag actually has come out. Yeah, I saw Cash come rolling back around, it looked like. Well, off to a bumpy start here. Is that Michael Fatuta? Is that the 12 right there?
Looks like a 12.
Yeah. And the black with the red. All right. Well, with the red flag out, we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back to VIR.
And get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
And we are back here at Virginia International Raceway where the red flag is out. I do see the 11 of Cash Felber on pit lane here. Missing the right side of his front wing. Not sure what else. That's all I can see from here. But the field is also lined up on the pit lane, waiting to get the Ginetta safety car back out on the track. There you see some of the other cars being removed from the racing surface over there at the middle, or the exit, I should say, of the left hook. The one going up on the hook right there looks like the 12 of Michael Fatuta, Champagne Racing entry out of New York City.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. It was a battle for around the 6th, 7th spot, so some good points there that a lot of people aren't grabbing today.
And speaking of the points, let's take a look at these with the Ligier Junior Formula Championship. Arazu, Such, Kara, Daniel Kara not here this weekend. Then Felber and Doss. And we saw Cash having his issues here at the start of this one. Roman, his twin brother, back in 6th. And Such caught up in that incident over there at the left hook. Looking to see if Arazu's car is here on pit lane. Can't see it from where we're sitting, but can't really see the end of the lineup either. I do see Alex Berg in the 98. Jasir Beckham. That's the 98 of Berg. There's Jasir Beckham. There's the 46. That's Max McCarram. Next up would be Ava Hansen in her blue 26 out of Elkhorn, Wisconsin. 34 is William Rowan, one of the crosslink entries. There's the 9. That's Luca Day, who comes from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. 73 is Roman Felber. The 23 is Habir Das. And I am not seeing Arazu. Oh, here's some more back here. There he is, the 42, Gaston Arazu, right behind the 08 of Ronan Bray. So Arazu is at the tail end of the field, but he's out there, so that'll have big implications in the championship since the driver that he's battling with closest in the fight, Drew Such, is out.
What position will he be back in? Will he be in the top 10? Will he be able to score
I think
points?
He's going to start right where he is here, would be my guess. Let's take one more look at this, show you why we're under a red if you're just joining us here on Speed Sport 1. This was Arazu on the inside getting the lead coming out of the first corner. That's Such in the silver car right behind him fighting for second with Berg. Berg comes back inside. Arazu gets way wide, gives up the lead. Now things get tricky down here at the left hook. Such gets into Arazu. There goes Felber up and over him. And then Fatuda gets caught up in there along with one other car we haven't been able to confirm yet. Might be Zach Forey. It's the only car I'm not seeing. Starting to roll the field. Problems with Jasir Beckham's number 7, so everybody rolling past him. And now Beckham rolls away. How about the championship fight in your category?
Yeah, it's pretty tight up front. Yeah, I'm a bit far back, but it's super tight up front. What I know before yesterday, it was 13 points between the top 3, I think. Let me check the Wikipedia. I believe it was that close. Could be wrong. Wow. So as of now, they're within 8 points of each other. Right, I did that. Yeah, 8 points of each other. Yeah.
Work continues below us on the Felber car, the 11. His brother Roman rolling out on the track. You can see the red and white machine back there, the 73. Yeah, this championship fight for this category will go on to Barber Motorsports Park in a couple of weeks because there's no way Arazu can clinch here today, although he can take a much more commanding lead into Alabama if he hangs on here and completes all the laps. There's Gaston right there. Razu from Uruguay in the Champagne Racing entry. They swept the weekend at New Jersey Motorsports Park a couple of weeks back. Just 2 races on the schedule this weekend for all of our open wheel competitors. Sometimes you guys run 3, Brady, sometimes 2. How does it differ for you when you only do 2 races as opposed to 3?
Oh, well, you learn a lot more with each race, so I always find myself going deeper into T1, having a lot more confidence through the races in the final race. So it's harder when you have less track time, obviously. But
you only get 2 sets of hand-cooked tires for the whole weekend, so having just 2 races got to be a little easier on the tires?
Yeah, definitely on the tires. Typically, everyone does 2 sets in quali. Some drivers will do 1 set, but by the end of the weekend, your tires are cooked no matter what.
No matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Field making its way down through the roller coaster. You saw the roof of the Ginetta safety car go by as it heads to pit lane. This will be a rolling restart. Berg out front. Pretty much what he did all day yesterday.
Got a good jump.
And he did.
Broke away from P3, but P2's still on him.
Making a move, too. Jasir Beckham looking to make something happen with Berg as they get down to turn number 1 at the horseshoe. Maximo Karam in the 46, not close enough to make anything else happen. And Berg will lead them in and out of 1. Head through 2 and over to the NASCAR bend here. Boy, you saw the front end of Jasir's car dance around on him a little bit. That could open the door for Maximo Karam. And how about Ava Hansen having a great run? She's up to 4th, the driver out of Wisconsin. There she is right there in that light blue car, front of Felber, front of Roman. The rest of the field comes through the dirt. Alex Berg has been busy running the British F4 Championship. Looking to get back over there before the end of the year to finish that series off. Had a chance to come over here and run for his dad's team and doing a great job with it. Fantastic run, yes. Oh, Berg gets way wide up there at the Oak Tree corner. Gets up over the curbing, loses 2 positions. And just like that, Jasir Beckham is your new leader. Ava Hansen in the fight here for 2nd. Actually, no, she has slipped back here. She's at the tail. Here she comes, looking back inside on Felber. Couldn't get it done. She was up to 4th. Looks like she has slipped back to 6th. 5th.
Yeah, it's super interesting to see how close the racing is in this series because obviously the higher up you go, the more aero you get, the more dirty air, so it's harder to follow. But these cars still have a fair amount of aero, but it's definitely less than we do, so the racing's a lot closer.
Ava is doing everything she can to hang on with these guys here. She sits 5th right now. Habir Das behind her. Here comes Felber up the inside in the 73. And Roman going from 4th to 3rd. Jasir Beckham. Or Beckham Jasir. I keep flipping it around. You're supposed to help me on that, Brady. Beckham Jasir, just getting word, is getting a drive-through penalty. So that's going to end up putting Berg back at the front. Here comes Jasir at you for now, through the snake. And up into the S's. And look at Felber on the backside of Berg. It's a battle for 2nd right now, but with that drive-through, that'll become a battle for the lead. Max having a real good run here. His better races of the year. Karen out of Lebanon. Here's Felber looking inside on Berg. Can't get it done before they get to the roller coaster. McCarron closes up even more. Hansen right behind them. And she's dealing with Habir Das. And Jasir to the pit lane for that drive-through. So put Berg to the front, Felber, Mokaram, Hansen, and then Das. Then Ronan behind that. Oh, here's a move to the inside. Max Mokaram
was there
getting really aggressive.
Was there a touch between the front two with Bergs and Felber?
I didn't see it if there was. And Jasir is back out on the racetrack through the drive-through. And Arazu is on pit lane. And the engine cover is coming off the points leader.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Just when you thought he was going to have a big day because his title rival and Drew Such was not having a good day, and all of a sudden Arazu really going to keep things interesting as he, too, is having a rough one.
So they are both 1-2 in the standings, both cars out. So
yeah,
the third car,
so it's looking like they came in 1 and 2 in the championship. And, man, Such took a big chunk out of it yesterday. But they're going to stay even heading to Barber with 2 rounds of racing to go in 1 weekend. And they're telling Gaston Arazu, head to the paddock. Meanwhile, we watch the fight here. Berg getting up and over the curbing. These cars can take a bit of a pounding doing that, but you got to limit it to a point, don't you?
Yeah. You're always a bit cautious about cracking a tub because that can be a weekend ruiner or a season ruiner for a lot.
And Arazu is out of the car. Standing below us here on the pit lane. Felber inside, taking the lead. McCarron sitting back in third. And Habir Das has gotten around Eva Hansen. Boy, Felber really starting to put in some good laps here.
Yeah, he's broken a bit away. I know he's looking in his mirrors hoping that the second and third car are going to be battling so he can capitalize on that.
This is where Berg had his issues before. The oak tree. Of course, the big oak tree gone a few years ago. Now son of oak tree on the outside of the corner there. Pretty cool how they did that. Grabbing acorns off the big oak and planting them in the backyard of one of the folks that works here and nurturing it, getting it started, and then they brought it back out here and planted it on the outside of the oak tree turns.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Cool. And there's a mailbox there. You can go write a note and leave it for the tree. If you remember coming to this racetrack when that oak tree was here, it was huge. Beautiful, beautiful tree. Hundreds of years old. Sadly, we lost it a few years back. Felber, Berg, Mokaram, Das, Hansen. Top 5, all the same, with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go as of now. So, Brady, if you want to make something happen, if you're one of these cars not on the podium, like Dawson, Hansen, you got to get moving here pretty quick with just 7 minutes to go now, less than 7 minutes to go. Mokaram looking inside of Berg. Max Mokaram driving pretty inspired, and he's going to get around him.
Wow. A pass through the S's, that's pretty antsy, but you see the guys that aren't quite in the top two will be pretty aggressive towards the end of the race.
And Berg had an outstanding run yesterday. And don't forget, he's been busy running in the British F4 Championship. He's been running in the GB4 for Graham Brunton Racing.
Well, Karam dipping 2 on exit there. So that'll ruin his run down the backstretch. I wonder if Doss will be able to get around him. They're side by side.
Berg struggling a little bit here. Doss gets around, gets himself in a podium position.
Oh, yeah, I was wrong. Maybe that was Berg that dipped 2. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Berg is in that dark blue car. That's Dawson Silver, then Berg, and then Hansen. And Ava makes a move as Berg goes to the pit lane, so there's certainly something wrong with that car. And remember, he got up over that curbing early on in the race up at Oak Tree. I wonder if he maybe did some damage to the car then.
Right.
Because he has not been on pace ever since. So it's Felber, Mokaram, Doss. That's your podium right now. Hansen, and then the rest. Rowan will move up. Day, Bray, and the rest.
All right, I think I'm going to have to head back to my trailer. We go green shortly. So.
All right, Brady, best of luck to you later today.
Thank you.
We'll have your race here in a little bit. Don't forget to wave at the camera for us.
I will.
There's your top 4. With 5 minutes to go. Gain one, it looks like here, is Ben Sissel's going to join us for the final 4.5 minutes of this one. Welcome, Ben.
Thank you. This is giving us a little bit of everything, but I'm very happy. You see just behind this car here, Ava Hansen running in 4th. She has been very impressive all season long. Still the same wrap on her car all season long, showing that she's a very good driver, hasn't put a wheel wrong, and moving up weekend after weekend, moving up through the field, doing very well. Also, Felber out there, Roman Felber, doing very well.
Roman going for his first career victory here.
Max Mokaram in 2nd. This is kind of shaking out to be all kinds of crazy.
And it would be Max's first win too, correct? Yeah. There's Ava behind Habir Das. That's a fight for that final spot on the podium. We're inside of 3.5 minutes to go, and she's closing. Look at that.
Yeah.
Going into left hook. Ava's in the more turquoise-colored bluish car. Dawson, the silver, right here. And she's chasing him as they run up through the snake and up into the S's.
And Ava is one of the only drivers in Ligier Junior Formula Championship that it's herself, her mom, and her dad. That's the whole crew. Total privateer team. They're trying to figure this out. They get faster and faster.
Ben,
week
look,
after week.
She's really closing coming through there. Up to the Oak Tree. Fight for the final spot on the podium. Dawson Hansen. Oh, and Doss gets wide. Ava almost follows him. That is so easy to do. She's right alongside, and she's going to get by him here down the backstretch. Ava Hansen in a podium position.
You had Habir Das in the booth with you yesterday.
Sure did. And he's coming right back after her. He's got the arrow working for him. Can she hold him off? Boy, that's going to be tight because he's going to have the inside here. No, he's going to get back around her. Doss back to third, back on the podium.
That's all right, though. That's great racing from Ava. She's finishing races. She's taking care of her equipment, and maybe something else will present itself in the last 2 minutes here, Ralph.
Yep, it sure could. As Felber comes by with less than 2 minutes to go. White flag is out. One more lap.
She's drafting. Look at this.
Here she comes. Ava Hansen going around the outside. Doss with the defensive inside line.
It's real tough.
Oh, and he's going to be quicker through there on the bottom. She's going to have to move back behind him for now into fourth. She's not giving up in any way. Looking to dive inside a NASCAR bend. He comes down. She gives him room but hangs on, and he clears her before they get to the left hook right here.
That was close. That was almost her corner, and she's just playing it a little bit conservatively, knowing she wants to be racing at Barber in just a few weeks.
Not only that, but she's awful good getting out of the oak tree corner.
Yeah.
So if she can run through here, she was quicker than him last time up through the S's. If she can close in on him again and put the pressure back on, maybe he makes that mistake again.
Yeah.
And she has a shot. Here we go. Up through the South Bend. Past the villas. Up to Oak Tree. Ava closing in. Doss much smoother this time out of there.
But the draft is so important in these JFC cars. Let's see if Ava can get up behind. She's still probably in that
too
distance,
far, I think, Ben.
She didn't get the run off of Oak Tree as Doss did.
Nope. She's driven a very good race, but it is just coming up short here at the end. Now she's gaining some ground under braking. Look at that, going into the roller coaster. Boy, she shortened that up in a hurry, didn't she? Could she make a run up on the front straightaway?
Possibly. It might be a drag race coming out of Hog Pen.
Looking for Felber, coming for his first win. The 73 of Roman Felber takes his first victory, and he does it here at VIR. Maximo Karam will finish second. And Doss has Ava right alongside, and at the line is going to be Doss, but not by much. How about 0.03 of a second?
Unbelievable. That was reminiscent of our friend Scott Goodyear and Al Jr. at Indy 500.
Pretty darn close, yep. 0.03 of a second.
I tell you what, Ralph, I've been super impressed with Ava the whole season. For a privateer team, Mom, Dad, her, and Zuzu, putting this program together, coming in and being competitive, but finishing the races that they're finishing and moving up position after position. I think she's going to be on the podium very soon.
She almost had it today, right?
Yep. I got to run to go interview the drivers.
All right. I know we'll see you back here eventually. Thanks for stopping by. Felber, Mokaram, Doss, Hansen, and Luca Day out of Montreal finishes fifth. Rowan, Beckham, Jasir, Ronan Bray, Alex Berg, and Gaston Arazu. Drew Such, Cash Felber, Fatuda, and Foyer. And this championship is going to get interesting. Headed to Barber Motorsports Park in a few weeks for the championship round. We'll have 2 races there that weekend to close up the year in the championship fight for 2025 in the Ligier Junior Formula Championship. Taking a look at some of the highlights here. That was the big incident. See Cash Felber rolling away. And that took out Drew Such. Fatuda, Foyer, Berg out front, Javier Doss and Ava Hansen beginning their fight early. Roman out in front here after Berg went out. Hansen and Doss putting on a really good tussle. Those last couple of laps, very exciting between those two. Akron, Ohio's Roman Felber taking the win over Max McCarron out of Lebanon. Here's Roman and Habir Das out of Cleveland, Ohio. So 2 on the podium for the Buckeye State. And let's go to Ben.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable. Roman's down here with Champagne Racing, giving some big congratulatory hugs. His dad, Josh, getting in there. What a race. This is the first podium, or the first win for Roman Felber. Unbelievable. Take off your helmet, your Hans device. I want to talk to you because that was quite a crazy race. We threw just a little bit of everything at these drivers. And Ashley will give you the hat. Man, what a race. Tell us about it and how'd you get that pass?
Yeah, I don't exactly remember right now, but all I know is the start was a little chaotic. I had to go like way off to avoid a lot of drivers. And then when we went back green, I knew I was going to be there. We had the new tires, and then I just started pushing so hard. And then those last few laps were a little tough, but yeah, happy to get the win for the first time.
Nice. Congratulations. It's awesome to see that. Saw your brother win just a few weeks ago. Now, I'm sure there's some people on your car that you'd like to thank for this victory.
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, DWT Wealth, Rebel, Phantom Fireworks, Town Hall, Bio Longevity Labs, all my sponsors.
Nice. Congratulations, Roman. We're about to have an unbelievable victory circle down here hosted by John Phippen, but right now, Ralph, I'm going to send it up to you in the booth.
All right, Ben. Going to be a lot of hardware going back to the state of Ohio. Habir Das and Roman Felber. And while we wait to get the podium activities underway, we'll take care of a little business here on Speed Sport 1. Step away just for a break, but we'll be right back.
So let's. Yes. Hon, the WeatherTech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser measured floor liners, no drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
Performance packs 100 years of friction dynamics into every product. Backed by Carlisle Brake and Friction, the world's premier innovator of industrial brake and friction components, Hawk leverages R&D tools and motorsports experience to deliver uncompromising performance on the street. There's no reason to settle for less. Choose pads that are race-proven and street-legal. Find the Hawk Performance Brake dealer near you at hawkperformance.com.
What does it mean